Are we good to go then? Or do you guys want to get anything else out of the way?
Good to go. Is Greg showing up?
He'll show when he shows. I'm not waiting for him, yeah.
He's so quiet. I didn't even realize he wasn't here.
So we'll just get started then. Ilvara Mizram walks amid the crumbled remnants of the shanty town of Sloop-de-Loop. Her lithe form glides through the caverns with the grace of a hunting spider. Her eyes gaze westward, like chips of polished adamantine that pierce through the gloom, surveying the dark lake's banks where hundreds of dead Kotoa wash ashore. Another drow approaches her side, wearing sleek obsidian-hued leather armor, adorned with intricately woven strands of spider silk, complemented by a cloak of shadowy fabric that melds seamlessly with the darkness of the Underdark. From beneath his hooded mantle of spider-woven mesh, concealing most of his scarred face, Jorlan Duskrin speaks, his voice tinged with the unmistakable reverence and fear one upholds toward a priestess of Loth. Mistress, we found none of the escaped slaves among the dead. His gaze briefly flickers toward the dark lake's shore where the lifeless bodies of Kotoa lie strewn like discarded puppets. Ilvara's piercing gaze remains fixed on the grim tableau before her. Her cold expression betrays no emotion as she absorbs Jorlan's report, and when she speaks, her voice is a cool whisper. Such carnage. This wasn't done by the hands of Dwega. We must learn what happened here. Search the wreckage thoroughly. Interrogate any survivors. Her hand moves to the whip coiled at her waist to remind Jorlan of the consequences of failure. Jorlan nods, acknowledging her command, before turning to relay her orders to the detachment of drow scouts and warriors who await his direction. The drow scouts disperse among the debris and soon return with a bound creature in tow. The trembling, emaciated creature looks upon Ilvara with wide, fearful eyes. Its glistening, scaled coat is coated in filth. Ilvara falls upon it, her face a mask of cold disdain. She circles the Kuotoa slowly, her steps deliberately predatory. The creature attempts to speak, its words a desperate babble in its own tongue, pleading for mercy. In a swift motion, she draws her whip. The Kuotoa recoils, whimpering, as the barbed lash hisses through the air, striking and wrapping around the creature's frail form with a sickening sound, splitting scale and skin. A chorus of agonizing cries fills the cavern, and the scene fades to black. Further ashore, beneath a lone island rising above the dark lake's murky surface, our adventurers explore a subterranean temple whose dilapidated passageways flood, the rising deluge rising higher foot by foot, minute by minute. You notice the air has grown thin as you wade through knee-high water, and your waterlogged gear drips with a covering of slime left upon you from an encounter with hostile oozes. Yet amid this perilous confine, you find yourselves in... you have stumbled upon a seemingly friendly face. Introducing itself as Glabagul, the wobbliest ooze in the Underdark. The gelatinous cube's translucent form undulates gently in the flooded corridors. Face. Its two large, gelatinous eyes blink into view from within the mass, regarding you with an almost curious gaze that betrays a strange intelligence. A blubbery greeting echoes in your minds, as if Glavagul is speaking to you telepathically. The ooze's telepathic voice is oddly cheerful, its demeanor surprisingly friendly for a creature of its kind. It seems genuinely curious about the world beyond its slimy domain, eager to engage in conversation with you despite the otherwise eerie surroundings. You notice that within Glabagul's semi-translucent body, the skeletal remains of a drow are visible, along with a dark metal mace and a scattering of coins. Glabagul's presence, unsettling as it may be, offers a potential ally in the dark and treacherous depths of Downdark. Wowzers, you guys are interesting. I mean, you're not trying to eat me, so I think that's a plus. I'm thinking I might just stick around. Say, you got any tips on how to blob out of here? He says, as we load us back onto our map and surroundings. We are over yonder.
We're trying to get out of here too. Why don't we do it together? Don't you say?
I concur.
Why are you trying to leave this place? If you don't mind me asking.
Same reason. You probably don't want to stay here. It's dark and it's boring and the chamber is flooding and I don't want to drown.
I didn't know slimes could drown.
He burbles. You can see little bubbles coming out of his center form as the skeleton within him dissolves, forming these bubbles and sort of popping out from the edge of his form. Like little farts in the water. I don't know, man. Oozes breathe.
Well, we fell through the floor to get here. Is there another way out?
He wobbles.
Gotta find it.
It's the best you can do for a shrug.
Okay,
Well, I
so
could-
go ahead.
I was going. Given that the way back is closed, I think the only way is forward, where behind you, if you're facing us right now.
Oh, let me just
Okay.
blob all the way. Whoop. He's just sort of steps and sticks toward one of the walls, slushing through the water.
Just before we start walking, you say Jubilex gave you sentiency, same as your family or your kind. Does he have any orders for you, or he say anything else?
I can recall. He blubbers.
Oh, did he tell you where to meet him? I would like not to do that.
He explains that he owes his existence to the thanks to Slime Lord, but he did not heed any actual commands from him. He just knows that his origins are owed thanks to his deity, just like your origins are thanks to your deity. Whatever God created your kind. Do you hear voices from your god?
Oh, not really, but I thought you were more close to you than mine.
Maybe they're busy.
Maybe they're drinking tea together. Who knows?
What's tea?
I'll show you when we get out of here.
Ooh, exciting. Well,
Eric
either way,
actually
I'll stick
when
to the
he
back.
says what's he, but immediately he realizes like if he's been down here all this time, it makes sense.
You said the water was rising.
Mhm.
Brooke
Oh
will
my god.
kind of rip a small little tuft of hair from her ear and will
Ew.
drop it in the water and we'll going to see if the water flows in a specific direction.
It flows away from you in a southerly direction. If we're using cardinal directions, it flows away
Like
from
this
you.
way?
Yeah, that way.
Oh, Glab, you have something inside of you. Do you mind passing those shinings? I don't think you like them.
But I mean, they're mine. I'm willing to share them if I earn your. We have only just met. If you earn my trust and get me out of here, tell you what, I'll give you all that's within me.
Okay, but you can keep the skeleton, I'm just saying.
After
Okay.
watching the fur float away, she kind of regroups she shouts back to Eric, who's walking away from her. She's like, Eric, the water's coming, it's coming from there. It's flowing this way. if it's flowing this way, that either means that we're either getting higher ground, or no, I know. There's an exit over there. It's going that way.
You say the water is flowing in that direction?
Yeah. Although, is the bottom of the map
The wooden.
south? Is the bottom of the map south?
It's flowing. Yes, the bottom of the map is south. Yeah.
So wouldn't that mean there's an opening this way? He says, pointing ahead of it. Even if it's only small. Hopefully it leads to an exit of some kind. Is someone drawing on the map?
I did. I made a copy on the map.
What do you see ahead?
The walls of this 10-foot-high chamber glisten with dripping water. Set in one of the walls is a large vault door, adorned with intricate netherese runes and symbols glowing faintly with golden arcane energy, indicating the vault door is sealed with some sort of spell. An inch-wide keyhole is set in the center of the vault door, but a key is nowhere to be found.
Blabaghoul, do you know what's on the other side of this door?
Ooh, I can check, he says, blubbering through your forms. Excuse me, through you. And sort of
immediately move out of.
sure.
Yeah.
And then he
I tried.
he oozes himself through the keyhole, sort of morphing his shape and steadily, like sifting sand through an hourglass, sort of through the keyhole.
Mm-hmm.
It's dark in here. You hear faintly from behind the door. I can see something shining toward the center of the room. It's like a stone cavern of some sorts. Ooh, gold. You hear more blubbering sounds as if he's sucking up gold coins from the floor. Ooh, piece of candy. Ooh, piece of candy. He blobs it back out, slowly morphing, and the eyes are lasting to sort of blob through the keyhole and manifest himself in the center mass as he takes a cube shape again. That was
I'll
fun.
look into his body. Does it look like he has a key on him?
Nope. He has a whole bunch of few coins on him, though, and a few gemstones.
Okay.
Okay, let me try something.
And some new
Can
bones.
I do similar to him and look through the keyhole?
You could. Kobolds have dark vision, don't they?
Yes.
Let me just put him somewhere in the corner of the room so he's not... He's literally blocking the way, like in most of his dungeons, squeezing through its walls. He's quite large. But kobolds, with their dark vision, looking through the keyhole, make me a perception check with this disadvantage because you're still peering into complete darkness, unfortunately.
Okay. I'm floating. 6.
It's super dark. You can tell the obvious. Whenever light, whoever's holding it, be it the dawn sword or torches, makes it through the keyhole, it catches the glint of a few, as it's described, coins on the floor. The ground seems to be made of some sort of obsidian rock. And I mean, you can't tell much. It's 6 perception, man.
Oh yeah, no, it's okay, don't worry.
Your little guys can see through the keyhole. Can they teleport to the other side?
Yeah, that's what's gonna be my next question. Can I use the fairy teleportation on that?
Alright, teleport is just any spot within your sight, right?
Yes.
Sure.
Yeah, so Eric, Brooke, you feel something attaching to your legs. You can choose to not be teleported inside the vault.
What is touching their legs? Try and be more descriptive.
The chingwingas, sorry. Like
Okay.
the small spirits are hugging you.
Cool.
Yep.
Who's willing to
Eric
teleport
will
through?
Go along with it.
Alrighty then.
Oh, well.
Yeah. I'm just asking who are you teleporting and how many can you teleport?
Everyone that is near me, really, Brooke will need to be closer to me, but I'm using theater of the mind, I guess.
So Eric, you, Brooke, anybody else?
If Duma wanna come, and please come ahead. If not, only the three of us.
If Will is talking, he's muted, so I don't know. At any rate, while you guys decide, you teleport through the door, along with your chewingas. I don't know. I'm waiting for people to talk to me, man. So.
Hello?
Yeah. Hello. Hi.
Alright, Duma will go with Flint.
Okay. Cool. So you, Eric, Brooke.
And
Teleport
darts,
through the door.
presume?
Ginger, I bet you will piss yourself if you see what is in here.
What's in here, guys? Too bad Darth isn't in here with the ability to cast Detect Magic. Greg, you might be muted.
No, I'm here.
Oh.
So, Greg, asking you, are you teleporting with the party or are you staying behind the door?
Teleporting behind the door is pretty risky, so I'd probably stay behind.
Okay, cool. So you stay with Glabagul, he just watches you blinking above his eyes, like one blink at a time, along with the rest of your companions there, as the fire teleport spell manifests forth and the sword held by Eric, I believe, illuminates some of the room. You see a glorious treasure pile before you. It's a dark chamber otherwise, that holds its treasure mine. Yeah. Amount of gems, coins, magical artifacts. Yeah.
Is the chamber bigger than the 40 by 40 feet of light that the sword is emitting? Or is it just that we're right beside a wall? So
The chamber is bigger than your source of light, yes.
okay.
Are you meaning? Can you expand your light to emit 40 feet of bright light?
At last session when we first entered this place, I mentioned that Eric was going to extend the range of his light to 20 bright, 20 dim.
20 bright, 20 dim.
This is what you guys see. You see Flint just brushing and dives into the coins.
Nice. So Flint, you dive into plenty of these coins that clink beneath your tiny mass, and they glint in the light. It's glorious. It's like your little dragon's hoard. As you do so, roll me a perception check.
Sure. Disadvantage or no?
No, normal. You're in bright light.
Yeah. 20.
Nice.
You detect several of the coins sprout legs, antenna, wings, and begin to sort of crawl away from you, sort of disturbed by your dive into the treasure hoard. And begin to crawl away.
Come back! Catch them, guys! My hoard!
Oh no.
Do you chase them?
Those scarabs.
Split, what do you do?
Me, I'm pocketing. Like, while some are escaping, I feel some in my hand. And the ones that are escaping, I try to grab them.
Okay. You pocket some of the coins and gems while you're going about it. Roll me dexterity check. Just to see if you can catch up to them and sort of catch them. It's kind of like catching bugs. Just normal.
5.
They're too fast for you. They're buzzing about away from you. But you do manage to pocket a few coins onto your body. You reach out your little kobold paws and pocket 27 gold coins. You can add to your inventory. In the process of that, you go through the treasure hoard, and then when you go to reach for what looks to be some sort of a potion bottle of some expensive potion, your hand wraps around it, sticks to it, and gets absorbed into the mount. You hear the mount shift. the coins clinking as they rearrange themselves. A low, guttural growl resonates from beneath the treasure pile. The mound erupts in a chaotic flurry of movement as the individual pieces coalesce into monstrous form. A horde mimic. Its form is a grotesque amalgamation of gleaming eyes of gold and gaping maws lined with razor-sharp edges. And as the mimic lashes out with its tendrils of gold coins, everybody please roll me initiative.
Da-da-da, da-da-da. I'm so excited.
Ooh.
I'm still too excited.
Ooh.
You too, Greg. Alrighty then, I'm going to arrange initiative from top to bottom here, with Duma first to act.
Duma is like, oh shit. Flint, why don't you ever think these things through? We'll cast Hunter's Mark on the Mimic. We'll run to the back corner over here, because I'm pretty sure I can reach it with my movement, 40 feet. Yeah. At least move 20 feet here. Aim for, you said he's getting absorbed into like the body?
Yep.
Duma's going to aim for where he's being absorbed, if possible, to try to weaken that area, and is going to fire 2 shots at it. First shot. That's probably not going to hit. I'm going to
It
take
hits.
off.
It's very hard to miss its target, but the arrow gets absorbed into the mimic's body. Doesn't seem to harm it.
Okay. I'm not going to do sharpshooter this time. 16 to hit.
Penetrates. It's hit something vital.
So that would be 9 plus 6. That would be 12 plus a d8, which is another 3, so it would be 15 damage in total. That'd be the end of his turn.
As 2 arrows come sailing toward the mimic, Flint, you are to act. You are adhered to this creature, so you're considered grappled.
Yeah, you see the Chewingas start to make circle formations around the creature. They bring some of the gold coins that are there and they reflect their flames with it. As I cast Moonbeam. So the creature has to do a Constitution saving throw.
11.
11. He fails. He gets 10 radiant damage. And some of them are start to pull me. Pull, guys, pull together, they say, as they teleport me away. That's it for me.
Mark that for Moonbeam. Alright.
I love it.
So, Darts, what are you doing in your turn? As you hear growls and combat usher from behind the vault door.
I don't know. I can't really do the plan that I was gonna do.
Open the door.
What was your plan?
Not in the room.
That was originally the plan, yes.
What was the plan?
What? There's no key. I was gonna virtual cast detect magic and then virtual cast identify to figure out the mechanisms of the door, kind of deal if there's any magical properties to it. But
There are magical properties to it. It seems to be arcane locked.
like, so there's a way of opening it, or no?
There is, yeah.
Through magical means?
Well, what would you like to do? What would your character like to do?
Look for a key.
I've described a key is nowhere to be found. I'm not gonna make. I'm not gonna make you roll for something that you have no chance of succeeding, right?
30, 35. Okay, I'm guessing going down this hallway to find a key.
Okay. The scarabs flood the chamber, surrounding Eric, sort of attracted to the light of his sword. And as they do so, the swarm attacks. Eric, it is going to be a 10 to hit as they swarm you, sort of taking your place. Attracted by the noise of the swarming Eric, we then have the Horde Mimic attack Eric. For an 18 to hit.
18 hits.
Eric, you are restrained in place as it bludgeons you for 6 damage.
Okay.
It drags you toward its mouth and bites down, trying to eat Eric for 17 to hit.
17 hits.
And you get to retaliate.
Ooh. That's big. Actually, I'm gonna use the cloud rune on that bite. And I'm gonna have it damage one of these scarabs instead.
Destroying
it if they're one creature. Okay. I'm going to bonus action use Giant's Might. I become large. Is he still able to grapple large creatures?
Of course.
Okay. I become large, and I'm gonna try to attack the giant mimic. Does a 15 hit
15 strikes, yeah.
for 16 damage?
As you wish to describe your attack, we're gonna move on to Glabagool.
I'm
Sorry, Tom. I forgot. Can he do another saving throw?
I already
It's
did
the
it.
beginning of. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Let me roll the damage then. It was 7. And
Thank
I
you.
was gonna ask, is he considered a shifter?
Mimics are
if-
considered shapeshifters, yeah?
Yeah, it rolls with disadvantage.
Oh, good to know. So I'll roll again then. Let me just fix her subs rolling twice, 2 dice. I don't want to give it pseudo advantage every time. Roll, normal, public, con. With disadvantage, no, it's still gonna be what I rolled before. He still takes the full damage.
Yeah, that's good. Well, half of it. And 7. That's it.
Okay. Is there anything else that Eric wants to do on his turn? I'm gonna take that as a no. Glabagool is gonna go ahead and sort of slurp himself through the gap, but he's moving super slow, being a ooze himself. So with a 15-foot of movement, he can only move this far with dash. As he dashes through the keyhole, squeezing through, and ends his turn there, and it just screams out, "Oh boy! I'm gonna engulf him!" Brooke.
Brooke is going to move forward over.
Made small effects.
We're gonna get real close. We're gonna go, yeah, real close, right here. And she will summon her Arms of Astral Self, which is a dexterity saving throw to every I'm gonna say enemy creature within 10 feet of her.
Natural 1, 12.
Okay. anyone who failed takes the 6 force damage. And she has her arms out, arms. I don't remember what I made it. We're gonna say it's the wings, but they're arms. Okay. And then with her arms out, she will attack is it the swarm or the arms that are holding Eric?
The tentacles of the mimic.
Okay, she will attack the tentacle holding Eric to try and release the grapple. She'll do those with unarmed strikes. 20.
Is that a question? It hits.
For
7 bludgeoning damage.
Bludgeoning damage.
I'm not going to describe your attacks for you, but yeah, go for it.
Actually, so just the astral arm reaches out towards the tentacle and attacks. Does the tentacle release?
No. It keeps a strong hold on Eric, sort of melting into him, and it's amorphous sort of shape, amalgamating into Eric's large form, and like glue spreads around, super gluing him to the mimic's form. We have then Duma to follow up.
Not done.
Not done?
And then bonus action, she will strike again. 15
Hits, yeah.
for 6 more bludgeoning damage. And then she will
Duma, you're on deck.
Yeah. You said there was artifacts in the room.
Yes.
Could I try to see where they are or what they might look like? Like which artifacts would do?
They are within within and surrounding the mimic, sort of acting as lures for adventurers like you. You see there's a magical dagger of some sort, several potion vials strewn throughout the horde, gemstones.
Okay, that's what I see. Duma's gonna yell out to everybody. I feel like we might not be able to win this with just us guys. Just we might need to just grab some stuff and then run. But Duma's gonna run up to just to see if the magical dagger is a lure and it is a trap. He's going to run up to wherever the dagger is, try to pull it out.
You pull it up.
And then he's going to turn his bow and shoot at the tentacle holding Eric.
Okay. You're going to roll at disadvantage, being in melee range, unless you have any other way of circumventing that penalty.
No, I don't. I'll be fine with that.
15 strikes.
It would be 8 plus 2, 10. And because I moved up 25, I will move. I'm pretty sure I'm still in range, but I'll move 5 feet back this way.
Okay, one of the tentacles lashes out against Duma. Attempt to strike with a 20.
It's
You are restrained and suffer 7 bludgeoning damage as one of the tentacles also restrains you. Where you stand, we have Flint then to go.
Okay. Yeah, I don't have many options. I'm gonna grab. I'm gonna breathe fire on this creature. Produce flame at it.
Nice. A bunch of chewingas sort of coalesce into your hand into one giant mote, and you breathe onto it, and a cone spews out as you produce flame, shooting out your mote of fire for 16 strike. Hits.
Yeah, 16 to strike.
8 fire damage.
Yeah, 8 fire damage.
Scorches as some coins fly out and lose their form mid-air and just drop on the ground like these black tar droplets as the mimic is bloodied. 4,
And,
8.
The Chewingas get closer to Brooke and Eric, and they teleport away. 15 feet. Your choice if you want to come with them. Can the Mimic and the Horde do a Dex saving throw?
Yes, sure.
There is an explosion of fires.
As much as it is a teleport, I'll allow it. You unrestrain him out of the tentacle. Dex, you said?
Yeah, Dex.
Horde Mimic makes a dexterity throw, and the rest of the scarabs burn away because even if they fail to save or succeed it, they still receive 1 damage, which is just enough to destroy them. They drop on the ground, their little skittering legs curl in like a spider's as their buzzing of their wings stops, and they're just assume the form of a bunch of bugs on their backs. The Mimic rolls a 15. Is that a fail or save?
He saved. No damage for him.
No damage.
Yeah, and I go around. Blue, 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 blue. That's it.
Okay, hiding behind Glab of Ghoul, we then turn the camera toward Dart, who's waiting in the darkness through like knee-high waters down the chamber. As you
go down the path.
Okay, maneuvering around the corner using your dark vision to peer ahead, you hear the sound of battle grow faint behind you, behind the walls, and come to a chamber that splits into 5 pathways. One is cavernous, as if some creature has bored its way through it, and 4 passages are corridors, sort of straight, leading to your right, that seem to have been chiseled and hewn and built for some purpose.
Okay, that's as far as I can move, so that's my turn.
Okay. The Horde Mimic is going to attempt an advantageous strike to further restrain and squeeze Duma in its grasp. Horde Mimic. Advantage. Pseudopod. Against Duma, it's going to be a 25 to strike for an additional 13 bludgeoning damage as they begin to squeeze and drag it toward its maw. You see a mouth move across the tentacle form, just from its base to the very tip of it, just open at the front and close at the back of it as it slithers like a slit towards you and then opens up at the very end of the tentacle to try and swallow you in for a bite attack of 18. If it hits, it deals 13 plus 8 damage as he just chews on you. He can't, engulf you, but he is chewing your form.
Can he roll the Constitution? Constitution saving throw.
Of course.
Or receive 12 damage.
Can we just hold off on that for a second to just resolve what happened to Duma?
Yeah, sure. Sorry.
Down from second attack?
Yep.
Okay.
So I would get a death save from the poison, wouldn't I? Or acid?
The acid is just part of the same damage instance as the bite.
Okay.
Sick teeth. The save is 21 against the effect of the lunar beam. It seems to be either too slow, too heavy, or too lethargic to move from the place. It can't escape the beam as you continue lasering it. How much damage does it take?
12 radiant. If we say half.
6.
Funny question.
Of course.
I'm swallowed by it now. Would I not be affected by the moonbeam?
No, you're not affected of it. If I didn't swallow you, he just bit you.
I was.
I don't have a swallow attack. I'm adding flavor to it with a chew. If you are swallowed by a creature, you have to recover. So effects from outside don't affect you. If you want a fun fact, I suppose.
Real quick, I only did 19 damage, not 21. Does that make a difference to me?
No, it does not. I was only had 16 health.
Okay.
Eric, gantious and holding onto his sword, who too, thanks to the spell's power, has grown in size to an almost cleaver-like shape. What do you do? The eye turns to stare at you, the slit growing narrow.
Flint, can you save Duma?
Yeah, I can save him.
I'm gonna stand next to him, just in case. And I'm swinging the great sword at the tentacle that was restraining him.
Trying to free Duma, go ahead for the hit. As Flint watches on Terry as he's destroying his treasure, every cleave, every strike, every arrow glint across the coins sends them tumbling toward the ground. They lose the luster and become a just ooze, just black tar, losing their shape. 13 to strike hits.
Ooh, okay. It hits for 20 damage.
How would you like to slay this
And,
beast as you lacerate one tentacle and bear it exposed to your blade?
Ooh, I imagine I'm attacking the tentacle that's restraining Duma. You know, as he's I see him going slack, and as I see like the mouth that had traveled along the tentacle to bite at him, I aimed like the sword inside of it, and I somehow, through some weird autonomy of this creature, I managed to strike something vital, like inside of its would-be throat.
You retrieve your blade and something like a placenta, something baggy and oozy retrieves with your blade and slops onto the floor like a jellyfish. You realize this thing does have organs. They're translucent or otherwise ship-shapey, but it does have a heart, does have a brain, does have eyeballs, and you've stricken one of those things and destroyed this thing. The tentacles writhe once more and then grow slack, dropping to the ground.
Yay, fun fight.
I'm assuming you guys are going to stabilize Duma so he doesn't have to roll death saves. He's not in peril.
Yeah, Suma is on the ground again. Chewinga will give him the kiss of life, borne away as he's healing Duma's injuries. I'm using cure wounds.
You hear sloshing sounds as Glabagul approaches the door and is like, "Oh look, there's a lever!" And he pushes one of the rocks and the door opens. Darts, you hear the vault door grind.
Greg finally gets to the room.
Duma, do you have a potion that you can use? Do you need one?
Duma slowly opens his eyes
I'm on it.
and is blinking around.
There you go.
Sees the little Chewinga in front of him. Gives it a little like pat on the head, seeing its little head do like the head bobblehead kind of motion. Looks up at Eric. I got something to do, but man, I thought I was gonna go see her again already. Oh, is there anything here of use? Like I got this. Got something for Darts to look at, and just holds up a dagger and just like leans on the ground a bit. Maybe there's something else in here for us before we get drowned.
Let's look around. Try and scavenge whatever is left.
It's much easier to tell what's real treasure and what's not now that the mimic is slain, is slowly morphing to its usual black and gold slime form. You guys retrieve 100 more gold pieces all in all as you search through the mimic, kind of avoiding its caustic slime. There's the dagger, clearly magical since it has survived caustic contact with the mimic. You find a potion of greater healing and a vial containing strange ooze, which those of you who usually take care of your weapons and sharpen the blades and maintain them with oils recognize the ooze to be oil of slipperiness, often used to lubricate such weapons, especially mechanical parts of crossbows and stuff, but can be used to smear onto yourself to sort of give you an advantage against grapples and such. So all in all, the treasure is as follows. I'll post in chat for those of you who like keeping track of that stuff.
You said there was gems there. Are there any diamonds or anything? Or was that all like whatchamacallit?
You find no diamonds.
Okay.
Whatever gemstones, yeah, exactly. Whatever gemstones seem to you, pearls, diamonds, rubies, etc., were all part of the mimic to allure you adventurers. You can tell it has been using them as sort of its eyelid, and whenever the eyes would open, the gem would reveal itself to be an eyeball.
Oh, okay. That's really cool.
After
Loki
About
nerfed
a
him because you guys
minute.
would have died to a real horde mimic. They're like CR12. I was like, I wanted a creature, but I wanted to kill my players.
Oh man, I literally have my domes. Dumo goes down. Will he see the Raven Queen?
Hmm.
After about a minute of scavenging the valuables that remain, Eric will return to normal size. Medium size.
Cool.
I think we should get out of here.
Yeah,
Yeah.
this place is still tracking water,
Is this
but
room dry?
This room is I don't have it on map because honestly I made this map in like real quick, but it is flooding the same as the rest of the rooms because water sort of, seeps in from many cracks in the walls from all above you. You guys are below the lake, so also 2 feet of water and stuff.
We should grab what we want out of this room and get back to trying to get to the surface. If we don't hurry up, we're all gonna drown down here.
Right.
This vault there is runes in the door. Is there anything with runes in this room?
I'm sorry, Ivan, it's on me. My hearing slower. I didn't quite catch what you said.
Okay, that the door had netherese runes.
Mhm.
Is there anything in this area that has netherese scripture?
The dagger that you guys found does have along his pommel a bunch of runes in language that. Eric, make me a history check. You're proficient with history.
Sure.
Yeah.
I had my roll 20 just crashed on me again.
Oh.
I just reloaded.
I'm sorry. Maybe the map is too big. I can always shrink it if that will help you. Maybe you're having performance issues because of the map size.
Nice.
Whatever. Oh, 20.
Yeah. So. If I press Control F in my notes, will it break it? Language. While most of the hieroglyphs and letters you can't read, you can tell this is Loros. Loros is a sister language of Netherese spoken by nobles of High Netheril, whose meaning is now lost to history. But you recognize the language. But you can tell, because you've seen these runes before in a book and such, that many of the runes are imperfect, as if mimicked. And as you investigate the blade, the handle shudders a little bit in whoever's hand holds it. And you can see 2 snail-like eyes peer through the cracks of the hilt to look at you. The blade is a mimic.
Doom is staring at the dagger.
Oh.
Should we kill it?
Doesn't appear hostile. Just looking at you
Oh,
curiously.
Maybe we can see if it's gonna be a friend.
Huh. Maybe it'll grow if you feed it. Eric says jokingly.
Who feels most bonded with this newfound creature? Who wants to make a friend?
Flint
We'll
is
make a
curious.
friend. Brooke likes making friends with
Which
creatures.
Which one of you?
I mean,
Brooke.
go ahead.
Brooke. Looking at this creature, this little magical dagger with 2 snail-like eyes coming out of the hilt to look at you. If you had to come up with a name for it, what would it be?
Snug.
Snug?
No. His name's Lewis.
Okay.
I love it.
You instantly attune to the item. In its telepathic way of the mimics, Ooze is given consciousness by Jublex. You understand its purpose. The extra eyes at the pommel watch out for threats, granting its attuned wielder advantage on initiative rules. As it watches out for dangers, maintaining you, it's not host, it's not parasite, but there's certainly is sort of what is the word I'm looking for? A relationship that benefits both creatures.
A bond.
When 2 creatures
Yeah, I know the one you're saying.
That's
Like birds that clean
Symbiotic relationship, I think is
hippopotamus
what it's
teeth.
called.
They're in
Symbiotic
Symbiotic
relationship.
symbiotic relationship. That's the word I'm looking for. The blade sees you as a symbiotic
Gotta
being.
ask the science major over here. Continue.
Mimic dagger of warning.
Cool. So I get to basically roll initiative twice. Cool. It otherwise has the same stats as a regular dagger.
Correct.
Perfect. Okay. My dear
Well then.
friend Lewis.
Shudders whenever danger is close.
Well then, let's be on our way before Flint starts drowning.
Yeah, you see, I'm grabbing like a piece of wood at this point.
Duma's gonna pick you up, put you on his shoulders.
The water has reached 3 feet in height at this point, and you guys are running out of air.
Oh gosh.
We gotta get out of here, guys.
Yeah.
Excuse
From
me, sir.
earlier, the water was moving south. We should head south and figure out where the water is going.
You guys can tell that
That's
the
our
water
best
is
bet.
pouring
We're gonna
into the
figure that.
vault through the opening, and it's just gathering here. It's just pooling here. It's not. This is not the source of where it's coming in from.
Alright.
Oh,
Duma's holding
Well, we
Flint
c-
as he walks.
You guys need to hurry. I don't want you to drown. I'm an excellent swimmer.
As you hurry out of the chamber, I'm going to turn the camera for a moment onto Greg's character, who has been silent for the past hour of play, to give him a chance. Greg, anything you want to add to the scene? Anything you want to do? What's Duma doing?
I'm good. I'm chilling by the vault door.
A long hallway stretches onwards about 30-40 feet ahead. More faded pictographs destroyed time to read, but present, line both sides of the walls. You guys are safe to pass through this hallway all the way to the end.
Okay, Duma carrying Flint will go first, I guess.
Okay. Glabagul is really slow. He's moving at snail's pace a little bit, sloshing about. He's going to be at the back of the group, but you can tell that he, like a dungeon cleaner, is hugging wall to wall, floor to ceiling this chamber, and is just dragging every debris and everything in his wake as he slimes his way through, and nothing is passing by him.
as they go by, Brooke picks up Stool and lifts him up and puts him on her shoulder. It's like, we gotta get out of here, buddy.
Right. For the sake of combat, I'm not going to have their tokens on the map because it might be lagging out our fellow player here, but Stool is on your shoulder. I'm going to also do you guys a favor, and maybe if you guys don't have to render the map and it's just on my GM layer, it won't be as heavy on your laptops. Other than that, you hear the sloshing of Glabagul as he's making his way behind you guys, and you guys arrive at a split in the road. As I described before to Greg's character here, there is a cavernous passage here that's about 4-5 feet wide at most, and 4 corridors on the other side.
I think we need to go down one of these corridors maybe to see what's there, and then maybe bolt through this other area if there is. Which way is the water flowing towards? The hole?
The water is flowing from the east.
No, sorry. What I mean is the water is flowing to an area that's most likely open. What I'm meaning is the water flowing towards the tunnels here, or the tunnel that looks like Monster made?
Both, because this entire dungeon is flooded.
Okay. I don't mind going check down these human tunnels, but we should probably check both.
Let's stick together. Maybe there is another treasure that wants to eat us.
Let's check the human-made passages.
What is the marching order, and who takes which tunnel?
Duma will take this tunnel.
I'll follow behind Duma.
You just see him like blood going down his leg.
I'll check this one as I start paddling.
Do you need a pad?
I cannot get to this for some reason.
Let me
Now I
double
can.
check.
That's
Oh,
weird.
it's because the walls. So, everybody decided? I'm just waiting for the group to answer my questions before I narrate further. What's the marching order? And Greg, are you with us?
Yeah, I'm here.
Which tunnel do you take?
Mm,
I don't think anyone went down this one.
Or do you stay behind? It's also your choice.
I can go down the tunnel. Well, I can already tell what's gonna happen.
Okay, so you said Duma was in front of the third tunnel here?
Yeah.
Eric will insistently walk in front of him.
You guys
He
decide
won't fight.
between
Okay.
yourselves who's forward.
Duma won't fight it.
Okay.
Duma will let Eric go first.
Whoever's in front of each tunnel, please roll me a perception check as you navigate onwards, trying to find your way, navigating onwards through the darkness. Those of you who have no source of light, you're ruling that with disadvantage.
No source of light. Flint, you still have your little dudes out, right?
Yeah, but they like themselves. They are not light source that strong.
They're visible in the darkness as little modes of light, but do they illuminate at least a candle's worth of light around them?
Yeah.
I would say yes, but it's your choice.
Yes.
So,
Candles, I-
so you can roll normally.
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
Wow.
How much do you weigh, Kobold, by the way? Just asking.
I said last time it was. I should add it to my sheet, but like 60 pounds.
60 pounds? Plus gear?
Yeah.
Cool.
Plus year 28.
Okay. You guys pass by the hallways, the walls carved with worn, faded bas reliefs, showing strange swirling shapes that might be waves, tentacles, or some combination thereof. As you pass by the flagstones, those of you in the front fail to see the trap ahead. As your way presses down on the undermined area before you, it collapses. Those of you in the front, please make me a dexterity saving throw to grab onto the edge of the pit, lest you let yourselves collapse into the pits.
Can Duma
before you.
try helping Eric by grabbing onto his arm?
Sure.
I guess you can roll with advantage, Eric.
Ooh. That mattered.
So more than 50 points of weight on the undermined areas cause it to collapse. Those of you who failed the dexterity saving throw are then land in the pits below. And as you attempt to scramble out or otherwise react, those of you who hit bottom hit something soft that breaks your fall. You take no bludgeoning damage from fall, but can I get the bunch of you to roll me initiative, please?
I don't think any of us failed.
None of us failed.
What do you mean none of you guys failed?
Eric had advantage because Duma was helping him and he rolled a 16. Oh, Flint failed.
No,
I
I
thought it was
was
only
not.
the people at the
Flynn
front.
was down in front.
It's initiative.
Oh, initiative.
Yeah, initiative, please.
None of us failed, which is good.
As the tunnels crumble and those of you who succeeded leap out of the way, you see something dark and amorphous begin to slide its way out of those holes. They are way, way, way too big for these holes, so I'm just going to shrink their tokens, but they are size large. As mounds of black pudding begin to slither out. Denied a victim, the pudding climbs up the side of the walls and attempts to attack dangling creatures or move into the hallway to search for prey. And as they do so, what do you guys do?
Duma yells loudly as he can, "Run!" And will take frig. Large. How many of these? We only see one. Duma will run and bolt. Well, actually, no. Duma wouldn't do that. Duma will take his 2 shots at this creature. Because he would still. Oh wait, I I'll just say I failed. Why am I move up?
If you mean to kill this creature, you have to aim down the pit, right?
Oh, right. Sorry, I thought he was above. And he'll take 2 shots. Try to do as much damage as he can. So we'll do normal, we'll do sharpshooter, and we'll attack. That first one will be 22. The next one's natural 20.
You're rolling damage for both of them. Way to go, as you hit your target. True, the black pudding is slow, not very dexterous, and a big mass that is very hard to miss. Their AC is 7.
First one's 18. The next one is 26. So 54 damage to the one ahead of it, and then I would have moved 5, 10 feet. I will then move 30 feet more and get out.
Is it still alive?
Yeah.
10, 15,
Oh.
30. There we go. And
Darts, using your vampire gift, you dexterously leap over the trap and land on a 3-point stance. There's a big old hole over here where I marked it, and this oozing creature sort of making its way out with its pseudopods. What do you do?
Alright, I'll shoot it with my gun. I'll shoot it with my gun and crossbow, and then I'll probably move back further down the path.
Both hit.
Alright, both hit. 10 force, 5 piercing.
As you move away, you see another one of them around the corner here, injured and reeling from 2 arrow strikes that have sort of, cracked against the skull that makes for its head. As we have Brooke to take her turn.
Seeing this and seeing that Duma has fled back the way we came, she how far down is it?
10-foot deep pit.
10-foot deep pit. Before she moves back, she decides to take a couple of strikes at Beast, given, no, it's 10 feet down. 5, yeah, she's an extra 5 feet? So your regular reach is 5, so with an additional 5, I have 10. Yes, is that correct?
Correct.
Yeah. Cool. So she'll take a shot with an astral arm, because I believe it's been less than 10 minutes since our last engager.
Correct.
Engagement, yes. So her astral arms are still out, so we'll give it a shot. For 16 to hit, it's 9 bludgeoning damage to it.
It still does not block your way being in a pit, so you still have a way forward.
Perfect. But, Duma, you ran back here, did you?
yes, but I don't know if you can see me. I just said run. You kind of have to go off of that.
Flint, is there anyone behind us, or do we keep moving forward?
We
Jump
only know
pit.
forward. My nose is tingling. There is treasure ahead.
Move forward, jump the pit.
Yeah. Why not?
So, she will focus in and use, where is it? She will use, Step of the Wind to increase her jumping distance, and she will jump across the pit. And just keep running.
Eric,
Come
on
on,
deck.
Flint! Don't get left behind.
I'm gonna come up to where this thing is
Climbing out of. Yep.
oozing up the walls. Yeah. And I'm going to hold an action to attack it when it gets within 5 feet of me.
Sure. You can feel anticipation coming from the sword as it too emotes in excitement at the ambush. That's a good
Is this
idea.
thing an undead creature?
It's an ooze.
Okay.
Though it does have bones and stuff clinging to it. Glabagul oozes forth and says, I got you guys, I'll cover. And he begins to blob his way here and just blocks this entire passage, so no ooze gets past him. As he squeezes on through. With his pseudopod, he's gonna hit the ooze to just attack darts. Can I engulf? No, I have to move up to my speed. Well, can oozes attack each other? Ha! That's fun. They can't.
I see.
Nothing can attack him, he cannot attack it because they are immune to acid damage. It's just sort of slap fight each other. Flint, you're up.
Okay. You say like this part is like dry, I can walk, or it's completely flooded too?
There's 3 feet of water everywhere in the dungeon now. And rising by the minute. Yeah.
Okay. So I think I can swim over this. I just paddle my way.
You guys are lucky their bottom initiative.
Yeah. And I dash. That's my feet. What? Sorry?
How tall are you now?
He is 50 centimeters, less than a foot. And I'm gonna teleport to next to Brooke.
You're 50 centimeters?
At the bottom.
50.
50 centimeters.
Yes.
You are a foot and a half, my friend.
A foot and a half? Okay, then, sorry, I don't use the imperial metrics, and it's hard.
Did you rule for your height?
Yes.
Wow.
You're tiny.
He's tiny, man. Yeah.
You're tiny.
Holy shit! He's only a foot and a half.
He's only a foot and a half. He's fucking tiny. I should put him like. You can put Stu on one shoulder and you on the other shoulder. You're fucking tiny, man. Anyway, black pudding time.
He's 4 years old.
Does that actually make him tiny? Does that mean we can all like carry him without?
No, he's a size small creature. I'm just saying he's tiny. So black pudding time. I'm gonna go ahead and climb out for 20 feet, and they're gonna move. They're so slow. Moving. The black pudding right in front of you, Eric, begins to bubble out of its hole and float up to the surface of the water. Let me just read real quick. It does not get... No, you don't get any disadvantage on it. You can carry forth with your reaction there.
Or 15 radiant damage.
15 radiant damage. Damn it. Strikes. And as this is out...
still alive.
Go ahead. You don't get a save on this.
Oh, no.
It splashes out its form as you wound it onto your clothes, onto your armor. Anything metallic on you suffers damage. But other than that, you take 4 acid damage from the strike as it strikes against you in retaliation, missing. Glabagul is doing a marvelous job at holding off this slime pudding. So it's Duma's turn.
I was gonna say the one fighting Eric got 5 additional damage due to Dreadful Ambusher for my first attack. I did forget to roll for that. Duma is gonna look and just sigh, guys, we have to get out of here. We're losing air. I can feel it in my lungs, and the water's rising. And please, if somebody has flint. See nobody appear next to where Duma is in the tunnel to leave that he thinks is the way to out. He's just gonna sigh, see Eric sitting there, and take another shot with his hand crossbow. It definitely hits. -5, it's 11 to hit. He does 21 damage to the sludge, and because Eric's kind of like standing in the way, when Duma shoots, he's gonna hit his arm, causing it to jerk, and he's gonna cause the arrow to bounce off the wall and go straight through the skull.
Neat. Destroying the creature.
Eric, we gotta find everybody else and get out of here. Duma is then going to move here
Very deep.
and just look. Anybody down here? Anybody's live? End of his turn.
Okay, Darts, you stand in front of a door. It's made of stone, but it can be pushed out.
Can I Push it open.
Yeah. I'm just working on a light layer here. Open the door. You see a fountain before you with a dark onyx pyramid floating above the fountain. The fountain is high enough to like sort of separate the water within it from the water around it. The water around is murky and muddy and like water. The water within is pure and clear. But combat behind you, so whatever you choose.
Yeah. We'll worry about that later. I think the only one I can kind of see from this angle is this one, because I can kind of see half of its body. Can I do
Yeah, it's
some shots of
cover,
that?
yeah.
And
You're rolling damage for both.
oh, that was good. 18 force, 5 pierce.
Amazing. These creatures are humongous. A humongous mass that can absorb an orc, apparently, according to its picture. So you know they have lots of HP. But slow, not very dexterous. They don't dodge any of your blows, so they absorb your arrows into their corrosive forms, and you can hear the crack of skulls as it's beginning to lose form. Its body skeleton that it has made for itself sort of splitting apart, and parts of it sloshing off. It maintains chase, though. It's like that snail that, you know, if it touches you, you die.
Alright, I'm gonna move into the room. But not too far. I'll probably move, like, right about here, just so I'm not in the way of anyone else coming in.
Okay, sure.
You be walking through the ceiling, please.
This room contains a stone fountain, as I described. The basin contains shallow, brackish water. At the center of the pool, floating as if suspended in the air above it, is a stone pedestal and a fist-sized pyramid-shaped onyx stone. Carved into the walls are 7 niches, and water seeps into the room. Anyways, the device in the center seems magical to you, Artificer, right? Here's a little close-up of it, if you're curious.
I'll worry about that after the fight.
Yeah, for sure. We have Brooke then on deck.
Brooke is going to enter the room, and she is going to doesn't have a container. Very sad. She looks over Darts like, Darts, do you have a container? We should try and see. Like, this water looks different. It looks special. Do you have anything that we can collect some of it real quick?
Nah, I don't got a container on me.
She looks around trying to see if there's any water sourcing from this room, like seeping in from the walls or anything like that.
Water seeps into one niche through a crack in the wall.
Wow. I don't think this is the way out. We gotta keep going. And with that, she goes back. And she talks with Flint. This is the dead end. We gotta go back. Should we go to the left or right?
Grab the shiny!
Oh, I thought.
I'll
grab it.
Did you grab it, Greg? Sorry, okay.
I'll grab it next.
Okay, yeah, you see, like, grab the shiny, man.
Treasure yard.
Brooke has enough movement. She can actually go back. She goes back, and she grabs the shiny.
It's sort of familiar to how you guys, because it flows similar to like Skalgad's journal that you found in the Tomb of Brax's Scheme, and when you touch it, it releases from that magical stasis and resumes obeying gravity, dropping onto your hand. It is heavy for the size. It's fist size, but it's like it's made from titanium, and you have to like sort of grab it with both hands because it's awkward handle. It's like 50 pounds.
Okay, she is a strong girl.
Okay, so as you still attempt to grab it with a better grab, the runes about it begin to glow to your touch, just reacting to your touch. But something else also reacts. The brackish water in the fountain begins to move and form into a serpentine shape as the guardian of the fountain, guarding the magic item, comes to life, surrounded by 2 orbs of light.
Ironic.
Right now.
That's why I didn't want to touch it just yet.
Ironically, the flooding in this chamber is probably helping you deal with that thing. You ever tried like carrying somebody while swimming? It's so much easier.
Man, you have to be in this room to say that, okay?
Eric, do you want to
Yeah, just get out.
door?
Sorry, I can hear that.
Brooke looks at the Guardians and says, "I'm sorry. I have to go now." And I just want to make double check how much movement she has left. 5, 10, 15, 20. Nah. But to get some movement, she is, or actually, she took an action to grab item. Now, grab items usually free action. Yep. To grab this, did you consider this an action, Tom, for me to pick this up?
Opening doors, grabbing items is a free action.
Cool, didn't take an action yet. So she is going to action dash out of this room. Get out. Flint, you see Brooke running out of the room with the pyramid in her hand. There were things that appeared in there. We gotta go. Let's go. So the 5, 10 goes.
As she dashes out of the room with her monk skills with a pyramid in hand, the creature guarding it lashes in her wake, but barely misses, clasping its jaws and constricting her in its serpentine grasp. So from like Flint's perspective, she dashes past you, and then a wave of water wakes forth, and this set of jaws just like snaps from around the corner, and then like turns its head like, look at you.
5, 10, 15, 20. There's only 5. She jumps over. No, she actually jumps over. Kind of almost lands on Eric. Eric, we gotta get going. Keep going. Bad things that way. Turn around.
What's going on? What's going on?
Doesn't matter. Let's go this way, not that way. Let's go.
I'm so tempted to peek.
Eric, it's your turn.
You see, Flint went down the water when he sees that face for a second. And comes back.
Oh man, out of character, I so badly want to peek, but Eric is somebody who, you know, is better in control of his impulses, and he hears that we gotta run, and he just starts moving. He sees Brooke running fast as possible. It's like, okay, if Brooke's running, we really gotta go.
Doom is there just like saying, go ahead.
Well,
If all you're doing is running, Flint.
can you move me 10 more feet into the tunnel?
I moved out of the way for you.
Roll 20.
What do you mean?
Oh.
You.
While I reload, roll 20.
Okay. Glabagul oozes above the 10-foot deep pit that holds the black pudding, and just corks it with his body. I got him! He forms an even surface above the pit for people to run over him. The Guardian, the water elemental, turns its serpentine body to writhe away from Flint, who has taken to dive beneath the water, and onto Darts, who's in the chamber is protecting. It attempts to writhe itself around you, constricting you. 15 to hit.
Pizza beats.
Unfortunate. You are grappled in place, bludgeoned for 11. And you're pulled toward it. Well, you're already, like, you know, dead before it, so, yeah. Flint.
Okay.
I'm gonna say one more thing, just because that's what the water weird would do. As it constricts him in place, it's pulling him under the water and attempting to drown him in 3 feet of water. So,
Oh no!
for the sake of this, you're holding your breath. You cannot use spells that require verbal components.
Yeah.
But anyways, Flint.
Okay, Flint is hello. Good luck, Dart! I believe in you! As I dash.
Abandoned ship.
You're not even gonna try and tell him.
You know what's the best part about all this shit is none of this matters because as the water weirds attempt to drown him, Darts does not need to breathe. He's down here.
That's why I'm like, oh no!
Oh, no.
Just like under him, like looking at him, like really. earlier.
Yeah. But you see the Chewingas get some life vests on them and some scuba diving gear and get under the water. And some of them hug your beer and teleport you away 15 feet, Dart.
I hate your build.
I'm sorry, man.
I hate how that's limitless. It's such bullshit.
Yeah, it's awesome. So I just teleport with him.
Is it even a build, or is it just like 3 levels into Wildfire Druid?
Mm-hmm.
We'll kill Wildfire Druid.
Anything else on your turn?
No, that's all.
Okay, one of the black puddings rounds a corner and begins to oozulate out of the water. Its semi-transparent form, almost amorphous and invisible beneath the water surface, but then a pseudopod comes shooting out at Darts for 10 to hit as the chase continues. This guy here is dead, and the other one is trapped beneath black pudding and attack as I might want to from beneath Glabagool. Acid does not dissolve acid, so just he's just trapped there as the cube just oozulates. Look, I got him! Go! So we have Duma then. Top of the round.
Duma not seeing anybody besides Eric come out. He's gonna move 5, 10, 15, 20. Take his backpack and just with everything in it, give it to Brooke. Run! I'm going to get the others. And
Seeing her carrying one hand a 50-pound magic stone, here's my backpack. Just carry my groceries.
Exactly.
Brooke is strong. Her carrying capacity is like 180 for some reason.
Wow.
Run down the tunnel with Eric. I'll get the rest. 10. Whoa! Shit. Wait, I don't see. What the fuck? Okay, I see this creature here. Duma is going to try to take his shot.
You cannot, because Glabagool is literally blocking your way. He is the entire chamber.
Oh,
The
damn
large-
it, Glabagool! Can you get smaller, please?
Actually, no, I take that back. I did describe him sort of falling into the pit and squishing the ooze beneath him, so he formed a little mound for you guys to work across the pit. So yeah, go ahead, take your shot, sorry.
Okay.
This creature,
is it
however,
different?
does have like 3/4 cover, so I'm going to add +5 to his
I have
CC.
sharpshooter though.
No
I have
problem.
sharpshooter.
Oh, right, which just
sharp-
ignores 3/4 cover? Nice.
Yeah. I will. Sorry, I'll just double check that real quick.
It does. You're right.
Yeah. So I will use sharpshooter and attack it.
I guess I can't have my 12 AC.
Yeah. Well, it didn't matter anyways.
Yep.
23 to hit.
You slow down.
It takes 20 damage, and I'll ricochet off the wall and yell at Darth. Run down the other path on the other side of Glabagool and get towards the tunnel where Eric is. Where the fuck is Flynn?
Right in front of you.
Duma's not looking down though in the
Oh,
water. He's just looking straight ahead. He's trying to find Flint. That's all he's trying to do.
Fair enough.
That's his turn.
Alright. You hear a zipping sound, like a high-pitched whine. As something darts across the water, and like a bullet, sails. I have 60 feet of movement, but that's 30. Oh my god. Something zips across the water behind you, Dart. You turn around your shoulder to look, perhaps, and all you see is a white foam trail. Something has just traversed across it. Brooke, behind you, an orb of water stops to hover like 3 feet above the water surface and forms a water spike at the very front of the water orb that then shoots forth in like 6 bullets in a cone around you. With your monk abilities, you might be able to dex save against this and dodge out of the way, but the jets of water are fast like bullets, so it's going to be a DC 13 to dodge out of their way as they sort of pierce stone, scale across it, and shoot towards you, threatening to tear away at flesh.
Range weapon attack.
It is not a... It is a ranged attack. What's up? Are you trying to deflect jets of water? It's not a projectile, if that makes sense. It's not a bullet or an arrow or anything like that. It's like a... You won't be able to deflect a stream of fire coming towards you with that exact same logic. Let's just say, with the speed it's moving towards you, if you pull out your hand, it will just stigmata through you. It will make a hole in your hand.
Well, What am I dodging?
DC 13 dexterity saving throw against the water bullets of the Undying. You save, dodging out of the way, taking only half damage of 3d6 plus 3. Well, I'm not typing. 3d6 plus 3. You take 6 piercing damage merely, as some of them just like harmlessly scathe across your cheeks, just lacerating like across the shoulder, across the arm a little bit, and cascading through you. You look behind you, there's like holes in the wall now. Like bullet holes. As the Water Undying Spirit continues to sort of hover here. It is not that big, it is actually a small-sized creature, so I'm going to say it is passable through. Should you wish to dive beneath it, but there it remains. As we have then Darts take his turn.
Alright, I'm gonna disengage. And, can I, like, walk on the wall? Like, above, like, how tall is this area?
The chamber's like 10 feet high.
10 feet high?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Can I walk on the side and then, like, move above them?
Yeah.
Be like, hey guys, bye guys!
The Black Pudding is probably going to miss you with Opportunity Strike anyways.
Oh, I disengaged.
Oh, you disengaged, right. Sorry.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. So that's my turn.
Cool. And you see the water elemental Undying thing here.
Oh wait, do I still have my bonus action? Because it's an action to disengage, right?
Yeah, you still have your bonus action.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay, wait. I can still use the Eldritch Cannon. That's awesome. I'll do it on the water bullet. 21 to hit the water bullet.
21 hits. It's dexterous light form.
17 force.
17 force pierces through it. As it loses its perfect round spherical form and becomes almost like a disc with a donut hole in the center. And you have... I'm just checking resistances. No, it takes full damage. Alright, as the fight goes on, a second Undying Spirit wheezes through the water at both speed, piercing its way through the ooze and forming like a large cannon-sized hole through its mass, and then scathing across Glabagul, lacerating his head from top, like on top of him, like in almost like a mohawk shape, as he as it sails toward Flint. Diving underwater, and like a bullet attempted to pierce through you. Flint, as you see a swarm of bubbles torpedo toward you through the underwater. Go ahead and make me a DC 13 dexterity saving throw, please.
15.
15 saves as you manage to dodge out of the last second. Just it scathes across your scales, tearing a few of them away from your skin. But you suffer half damage for 3d6 plus 3. Yeah, again, 6 piercing damage from the magic bullet. And I'm gonna say it then reformed itself above Glabagul, above the water surface. Ready to shoot itself outwards in that cone of piercing spears on its next turn. But before then, we have Brooke to go.
Brooke sees the water sphere and is just like, gotta keep going. So she moves forward, slides beneath it, takes the disengage action, and continues to run. So that was 5, 10, 15, 20, 25.
See the glow of Eric's sword down the tunnel, and as you approach this rough-walled cavern, you hear the sound of pouring water beyond.
Perfect. And then we'll take bonus action to, she will use key to use Step of the Wind, bonus action dash, into empty room. And through this room, she's going to look around the walls, look up, be like, and try and see if there's some kind of light source or...
There's no light source, but water does enter through cracks in the ceiling. Given the rate at which the water flows in, you can easily conclude that the cracks were caused by the tremor you experienced when you first entered this dungeon. And it's only a matter of time before the water floods the entire complex. The water is pouring in from above.
Water's in. She looks back to Eric. Eric, this is a dead end too. There's water above here. We can either go for a Hail Mary and crack open the ceiling and hope that we can swim out through the water source, or we have to go back the way we came, and there are things chasing us now.
We can't go back the way we came. Actually. Wait, what if we just went back to where we fell in from, and we just waited for the water to fill up and just kept floating at the top until we reached the top? Nah, that's stupid.
You could achieve the exact same scenario if you just collapse the ceiling here.
Yeah. Well, if we collapse the ceiling here, I mean, the river starts really rushing in. Yeah. Is it my turn?
Yes, Brooke is kind of at a loss here, and you just see her kind of just spinning around trying to think of a solution.
Eric is gonna enter the room where the water is coming in from, the presumably dead end. He sees that water is leaking in through the cracks in the ceiling, and he's like, okay, we're making an exit if there isn't already one. And he's gonna try and break the ceiling.
How would you do that?
Is Dawnbreaker able to damage objects? I'll ask her real quick.
Yes.
Okay. I will just take Dawnbreaker in my hand, and I'll just start
In the right
swinging
hands.
against the ceiling in like an X pattern.
In an X pattern, you swing, loosening the stone, and then you find your blade catching in between a few of the cracks, and you go to pull it out. Rocks begin to collapse, and as they do, the cascade is like a chain reaction, and you have to dodge out of the way as heavy stone collapses around you and Brooke, and doubling the amount of water pouring into the complex, and you can now visibly see the water rising, now to your chest level. As a waterfall cascades down.
Mm-hmm. And looking up, can I see like the surface?
Brackish water.
I guess
It's like looking up at the waterfall.
It's black.
Yeah.
I imagine after a certain distance. But I guess I can't hold an action.
Perhaps it's time
That
to
will
move.
be yeah. That'll be his turn. As soon as he gets close enough to like where the hole, he's gonna be just floating, swimming and floating along like the surface of the water. And as soon as he gets like close enough to like where he's made the hole, that like he can actually swim through it, he's gonna just start making his way up. Sounds
good. As you do so, Glabagul punches up from the hole and engulfs the undying spirit within itself. Go! It blubbers to the lot of you in front of it. Run! The water weird does its own thing as Flint takes its turn.
Okay. Yeah. Duma, you are asking for... Where is Flint? Where is Flint? You were right, there was nowhere to find it, as you see next to you a shark is swimming past you. I wild shape into a reef shark. And if the creature wants to take an opportunity attack, please go ahead.
Reef, which creature? Glabagul?
The water spirit. Or not the water spirit.
I gotcha. So reef sharks have a swim speed of 40 feet, my friend.
Yeah. Yeah, that's my action. And as a bonus action, yeah, these guys are team players. They drop from the ceiling where Dart was, jump into the water, start swimming to Duma, to Glabagul. Hang on, as I teleport them 15 feet away.
You cannot speak in shark form.
No, it's not speaking. I know, it's weird. I know you hate it, man. I'm sorry.
You're just left shark.
They understand commands.
Black puddings are being held off by Glabagul, who's being an absolute Chad walking the hallway here. So you guys have room to essentially escape if you wish.
What a boss.
So Duma, what are you doing in turn?
Duma on his turn, gonna look down and be like, Jesus Christ, what the hell are the sharks in here now? We'll look around, seeing that creature's there. We'll run to the other side of the doorway, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, waiting for everybody to get out before he moves. Is going to take a shot at this water orb without sharpshooter. I just got to remove that.
Seeing you draw forth your bow and draw back the arrow, it already begins to reflexively sort of undulate and flow in jerky motions, trying to dodge out of the way, and you trail it and you let loose the arrow. 27 hits for how much damage?
11.
As one arrow pierces through it.
That's all I can do.
Okay. The Undying can attack Glabagul from within, so the Undying spirit within Glabagul has him roll a dexterity saving throw, which he cannot succeed much because he is jelly. He has -4 to his dexterity, so yeah, that's what I thought. 1 and 0. I'm gonna stop whispering his rolls. How about that? But he did roll 1 and 0 for those dexterity saving throws, taking the full damage of 3d6 plus 3, piercing damage from within himself as the spirit begins to pierce him from within. But he tanks it. Run! Go! Maintaining an engulf within him. Darks, it's your turn.
Alright, I'm gonna move back here. I'm gonna take my shots at the water orb.
Mm-hmm.
And the hand crossbow obviously misses. 16 force damage.
Yep. Force damage does well, natural 1 for 7 does that hit, yeah.
Yeah.
But 22 hits for 16 damage. As you aim Ruby Ruin at it, do you want to describe your kill? Or do you want to just move on?
It just disperses into water kind of deal.
Right. The force of the impact
Yeah.
makes it into blue mist as it then is destroyed. Thankfully giving Brooke her next turn to escape should she want to. At this point, the water has poured onto like above your necks.
Yeah, Burke just kind of is floating at this point, and to give herself a little bit of extra edge as they try to escape, she concentrates inwards and gets her extra fur, and she shifts. I do that mostly just to keep 10 points. She shifts, and then she kind of just stands there with her. She's shifted and she has her astral arms just kind of like embracing, so she's gonna that was her bonus action to shift, and her action, she's gonna take the action to the action dodge.
Eric?
Is the water level high enough now that we could actually like swim through the hole in the ceiling?
No, but if you wait long enough, you'll be able to do exactly what you plan to do once it reaches high enough for you to flood the entire chamber within like the next like minute or so. You'll be able to swim up through the hole. You can also attempt just to climb the walls and make your way up there, or whatever your party can help you with, right? But
yeah, I was about to say, can I try it anyway? I'm gonna try and make I'm gonna try and like climb the walls and just enter.
In a feat of strength, go ahead and roll me a disadvantageous athletics check, but athletics being your strength, you might be able to succeed anyways, as you're essentially climbing against the force of a waterfall as the lake above cascades down to the chamber. 12?
12.
You make like 10 feet of headway into the tunnel and begin to hold your breath against the sheer force of it as more water cascades against you.
Okay.
At this point, you're like underwater, holding your breath against the sound of rushing water. You are deafened. You can't hear anything, and you're just making your way up. It is terrifying. I don't know if you ever dove and climb up or slid down tunnels that are completely immersed in water, but it is super claustrophobic.
I haven't, no. I've slid down tunnels in water, but I had breathing room. But that takes his action, right? So he can't dash to try and get up higher.
No, it's just a check
Yeah.
to see if you succeed or not. It's just your movement.
Okay. He will action dash and try to keep moving up, further up.
Okay, you come across a narrowed path in the sort of tunnel you're climbing up, and you punch your way through, and you find yourself in open water space. It is super dark around you, but the light of your blade radiates a lake bottom. You see seaweed, fish swimming throughout. You're at the bottom of the lake. Above you, the faint light coming off those glowing mushrooms and crystals of the island, and the silhouette of 2 boats. Maybe like 30 feet above you. Yeah.
I'm gonna start swimming up, and as I'm swimming up, these boats, the silhouettes of the boats, is there like a bunch of rippling and like splashing around it? Are people paddling these boats?
They're your boats, your caracals, and they're still moored to the shore.
I'm just double checking. Yeah. Okay.
Flint?
Flint will start swimming against the current.
Like a salmon, just up the waterfall. Sure, it's cool. I'll allow it. At this point, you guys are fleeing upwards. So I'm gonna say, unless anybody wishes to stay in a dungeon for any reason, you guys can get yourself out of combat. Glabagul is holding off the slime and the water elementals for now, giving you guys a chance to escape. Does anybody have any reason to stay in the dungeon?
No.
You guys have to start answering my questions when I ask them. Yes or no?
No reason.
No, across the board? Okay, cool. So, with that communication out of the way, I'm going to end combat. Wonderful. You follow in Eric's wake, those of you who have swimming speed, leading the rest of the group as you burst on through the lake bottom, swimming up toward air, and finally making it toward the surface, and you find yourselves surfacing above the dark lake. A short swim from the island from which, here, you can resume your journey. You have escaped the Oozing Temple.
Eric is gonna just swim over to the island, and then once he's on the surface, he's taking deep, heavy breaths as climbing up that waterfall was exhausting, and looking back over to the pool of water, to the lake of water. He sees everybody, but he's like making sure nobody's like heavily injured.
Oh, Duma's profusely bleeding.
Yeah, but you've been bleeding.
As you be bleeding badly, you see the shark goes wild as it's goes for a snack at you. It drops the transformation just before taking a bite. But Flint is biting you.
I like to, yeah, exactly. I like to imagine, like, the shark swims up to you and like opens up his paw, like, and then it's like it just shrinking down, like, and then like something its fucking jaws on your arm.
Duma has a heart attack and dies of cuteness.
That's part of the reason he immediately swam to the shore. He saw a shark and he was like, fuck, get out of the water, get out of the water, get out of the water. And this thing's like about to gnaw on his ankle as he's getting out the shore before it turns back into Flint.
Those of you who make it to shore and those of you still in the water can see your companions as well have made it out of the dungeon, swimming up. Shushar, their lead, sort of using his aquan fish form to lively swim through the water and lead the rest of them, getting them out of the water. You guys okay? Okay, good. Over here!
When Brooke gets out of the water, she checks, like, she just kind of like puts her hands in her hair, just like feeling around and she's like, okay. 1 furry, 2 furry, okay.
Spool is like, has absorbed all the water into him and he's just like a big puff mushroom. Oh, so full.
She gets up onto shore and she kind of looks back at the water and she says, she kind of looks around at the group as they recollect themselves on the shore. She's like, we better stay vigilant. I don't know if that's going to be the end of those water creatures. They might follow us.
Let's get out of the water then. You see the paddling.
I'll get Get out of the water. Get
Where
out
is
of the
Glab?
water.
Does anyone has eyes on Glabs?
Oh, I'm over here, he says, emerging out of the water, sort of peering at you. A lot of you guys. I just didn't want to interrupt. I don't suppose it's presumptuous of me if I could stick around you guys, as we've discussed before. Oh, and I suppose I owe you guys this. And he sort of regurgitates his inner contents.
Nice.
Gross.
It's nice to have you in the team, Labs.
I'm
well-
looking up what he had in him.
Then we'll pick up the base and hand it towards Darts and be like, I think oozes normally destroy stuff. I'm not sure about Lapagool. This might be magical because he does have looks like a decomposing skeleton inside. So I want to check it out.
You're free, Glabagool. What do you plan on doing now?
Adventure. We'll see the world. Perhaps if we make it to the surface. See what you guys can teach me. Now that how my mind has been expanded and awoken into consciousness, I hunger. I hunger for the world, for knowledge. And for, actual edible things. Don't suppose you guys have any snacks on you.
We do have some meat. It's like several days old now, but...
Oh, delicious. He's like...
Brooke,
You think he's
You said
sweating
that
at first,
wrong.
but he's actually salivating from the outside.
Oh. Brooke, you still have some of that days old meat?
No,
to our
we
friend here?
used all of it on the Silk Road as bait.
We did?
Yeah. I don't have any. Brooke doesn't have any rations left on her.
Duma looks in his bag and it's like there's moldy mushrooms, so Duma will take the rest of the moldy mushroom and be like, here, Glabagool, this is all we have for food. It's kind of waterlogged, I'm sorry.
Oozes,
And just
being dungeon cleaners,
Yeah.
are far from picky and will eat any garbage.
and we'll just literally look and just like not see arms and just like toss it into his belly, not wanting to touch him.
They begin to sizzle and bubble. Among the scorched goods, as I posted in chat, there are 14 electrum pieces, mostly just the body of a drow, and this black mace with greenish runes along its shaft.
You'll probably want to check out the little triangle there that Brooke has, and you'll probably want to check out that mace.
Oh, by the way, Brooke, as we were running away from Sloop de Loop, Brooke had grabbed some pearls. Now, even in session last week, I wasn't sure if that was Perla or if it was like a necklace of pearls. No. I just know it was pearls. She just saw pearls. She was like, grab that.
I believe it was a necklace of pearls, if I
A
remember
necklace of
correctly.
pearls? Okay.
It might have been... But yeah, we never identified it because we were running away from Satan.
Yeah. Well, we don't have the ability to use that by spell yet without a pearl. So that's why I was hoping Tom could clarify that.
A strand of matched pearls worth 1,000 gold pieces.
Jesus.
So, would we be able to take like one pearl off the necklace and use that for identify?
I don't see why not.
Yay, cool. As she takes out the necklace and she, with her nimble fingers, manages to undo the clasp and slide one of the pearls off the necklace. She gives that to Duma and says, here we go, I think we have a few items we need to figure out what it is now. And she puts the necklace back together and puts it in her bag.
Duma then hands it to Darts because he's the magical one.
Oh, it's sorry. Sorry, Darts. I meant Darts.
Here you go, Darts.
I knew those two names are going to be a problem for like session 1. I'm still struggling with them.
So
I
I'm
looked them up, yeah.
I'm
During
going with that,
the
but it's
spider
one,
attack.
It's worth 900 now. because I took one of the thingies off.
Correct. That's how math works.
Well, you had a chance to kill him. Nobody was there to see Aduma go down.
Cool.
I need another one of the pearls, by the way, for my homunculus that I'm gonna build later on.
Did you already build it?
Because it's one for that. What's up?
I thought in RP chat you already built it. Never mind.
Yeah, if you need another one, she'll give you another one.
Cool.
Yeah.
Gives 2 pearls to darts. And then if we're gonna go sit down by fire, we should build a fire. I'm cold. She's just like, you just see her, she has all her extra fur out, and she's just sopping, but she's like, can we please start a fire?
Ooh, I'll help, says Glabagul, and begins to like sort of snail pace, usually toward some nearby zirkwood shards on the floor, just shattered mushroom wood, and he goes to like with a pseudopod pick up a piece, and it just dissolves in his hand. Oh.
You have a good heart, Glabagul, but I think this is stuff you should leave to us.
I have several.
He's slightly scared now. Zuma's now going to start like looking at this like ooze and trying to figure him out. Be like, what are organs and.
He oozes towards you slowly, leans in, and is like, the more people I eat, the more hearts I have inside me.
Duma will just look at everybody and slowly take a step back, saying, I'm a little hurt right now. I don't think we should get too close, because I might look like food for you.
Well, how do you get unhurt? Do you, like, heal?
Kind of. I don't really have any magic left in me. We drink potions. Some of them are healing. Some of them give a little other interesting attributes.
If you don't have that magic, maybe I have that magic. He looks into his pseudopod hands. Maybe I have healing hands. I've never tried. Here, let me try.
It's okay, Gloop de Loop. We're pretty resilient. We'll be fine after just.
Glabagul, man.
After just resting for, I forgot his name.
Glabagul.
Glabagul. It's okay, Glabagul. We're
Gloop de Loop was my
we're pretty
cousin.
resilient.
You killed him.
We're pretty resilient. We just need to rest for a bit.
You return to your coracles boats and find one has been eaten by a pod of cave crawlers.
Well, that's problematic.
Yeah, she goes to sit down beside Darcy. She's like, okay, I have lots of unknown items, and I think I have 3 that could use some identifying. I have this really cool pyramid. I have a spell scroll, and I have some kind of water potion that we could probably figure out more about. What do you want to start with?
The pyramid looks interesting. The guardian was guarding it too strongly. So.
We'll start with identifying the pyramid, but I'm gonna virtual cast it, so it'll take a bit if everyone wants to chill for a bit.
She takes out the pyramid and kind of like plays with it, like one hand, like that, one to the other, just fine. And she gives it to Darts, kind of like just one handed, like, you go.
Cool. Greg, you have the handout at the very top of the journal. Give it a read and explain it using your character's own words as you identify the
Okie dokie.
Cool. So, for the sake of Greg reading, his character takes a good 10 minutes to ritual cast a spell and, go through a whole process. So we'll give time for Greg to read and sort of in his mind how his character is going to demonstrate this object. Anything else you guys identify or do while you're on the island?
Duma, do you want to... sorry, go ahead.
Go on.
I was going to say, if anyone's more magical than Brooke, you want to try taking a look at the scroll, see if you can identify it better than Brooke could. Brooke had no idea what it was. Her arcana is not her strong suit.
People say my voice is magical.
Do you want to take a go at seeing if you can read the spell scroll, Flint?
Yeah, sure.
Sure. She hands the spell scroll over to Flint.
Flint, go ahead and roll me an Arcana check, I suppose.
Sure.
No.
Yes.
It's some sort of an enchantment. It's meant to be cast on a person and change a property about them.
Okay.
And from the the way a spell is written, you can tell it's a reaction spell. Meant to be cast quickly.
Does it have a feather on it?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Eh, I think we saw this the day before, Brooke. Don't worry, it's okay.
Duma's gonna take out his scroll and compare it to the other scroll. Is it a scroll of Featherfall?
Did I give you guys a spell scroll for Featherfall in the single path, and you have identified that one? And then there's another spell scroll that somebody has in their inventory that's the exact same scroll.
I picked up the scroll when we were running away.
Okay, so you have a different scroll then. Let me look up what that was. It's fine.
It was in the same hoard as the pearl necklace. The pearl necklace, the scroll, and the water potion she all picked up in the same spot.
It's a spell scroll flight.
Oh,
Flight.
While Darts is ritual casting, and everybody's sort of like setting a camp, starting a fire and stuff, Arik is gonna ask Duma if he can help him with starting the campfire.
Sure. We just gotta get some Zerkwood that's from that tower over there. And then I know Flint can probably, use his flames on it to get it going, and I'm sure we can probably catch some food here while we eat. And the whole time you see it, Duma's like limping heavily.
How would you normally start a fire? As someone with your experience, when you're just like out in the wilds by yourself, without Flint to help you.
Normally, well, I've had Flint with me for a good long time, so I haven't had to do it. But if you want to start a fire, find some dry wood, find some like smaller shavings of it, and use 2 pieces of flint, ironically, and just chip it together to create sparks. And what you would do is have it really close to the fire, the chips, and when it catches, kind of cover it with your hands and slowly blow on it to like essentially create a small vacuum that allows the fire to grow and catch. And if you throw other dried leaves or grasses on it, it helps burn more rapidly and it will catch the other logs slowly on fire. And that is how you would create a small campfire.
Or you breathe on
I
it.
see.
As
You and Flint have known each other for a long time? I'm sorry, Tom.
No,
We've
I'm sorry.
Well, before we came to basically Waterdeep in an area over here, my ship came along a shipwreck, and all I saw was a little kobold floating in the water, and I didn't really think twice. I just jumped in to save him, and it turned out to be Flint. Couldn't find anybody else of his ship. Found some cargo of salted fish, and I don't know. It was a few months ago now. But I brought him aboard. He was super happy. He actually gave the navigator a run for his money on our ship, and he was just a small spirit of happiness. And if you dropped a cold coin, you would see him skittering from 20 feet away, jumping to grab it. It's actually quite funny to watch him like snag little gold coins that fell out of people's pockets and pouches. But yeah, he's like a little brother, and I just will do whatever I can to keep him safe.
I never would have guessed that you two had known each other for so long, even before our imprisonment. You're a soldier and somebody who spent a long time alone just exploring in the wilds, and he was a pirate at sea. It just didn't occur to me.
Sometimes in life, you never expect the way it takes you. I was on my way to this land to meet a trader. He said he had something interesting for me, something maybe for my deity. I don't know, but he wanted to tag along because I saved him. He's been, to be honest, more useful in many ways than I feel like I have been to him, except for just being a friend. A pirate is somebody who enjoys freedom, doesn't want to live by the law, and will do what he wants when he wants it, regardless of who really wants him to do it or not. But I feel like that's something special and should be protected.
Just for
As
the
we're-
fun of it, can you roll a perception check, my human friend Eric?
Sure.
Fail it. Would it be a disadvantage because he's talking to Duma?
It's okay, I don't mind. It's just the fun. Yeah. Duma,
He's bad at it enough already. Chill.
yeah,
14.
you see like your belongings are being inspected, okay, at the moment by the small flint, like being curious of what amount of coin you may have in your purse.
What belongings?
Back, your pants, okay, in the back of your pants.
Just
He has
feel
his fancy
fiery
clothes.
hands on his butt.
He has his chain shirt, his fancy clothes, the various weapons that they managed to get, the potion, the glowing crystals.
Okay, no worries. Yeah, good. Good inventory. Keep talking. He goes.
Imagine
Nice
the-
ass.
Nice.
That's nice. Exactly. It's firm. You
Good
should check
inventory.
it. That's not normal.
I imagine we've gotten the fire started and like people are warming up as Duma and Eric are talking. Can this be a short rest for those of us that aren't ritual casting?
Again, and as part of that short rest, Greg, your character has had a time to inspect the onyx pyramid. What have you found?
So, I kind of, during the procedure, my eyes just, like, go wide-eyed. And, I kind of return to the fire, and, I take the charge and, like, slowly place it at, like, my feet. And I'm like, it's a bomb. I'm like, there's no easy way of saying it. It's a bomb.
A bomb?
It's a bomb.
Okay.
It's not active right now, but essentially what you do is you trigger it, but like if you're able to, I don't know, mess with the magics or whatever the components of it, and you gotta be really far away, or else I'm pretty sure it'd kill all of us.
You see Eric's
Hmm?
eyes go wide, and he says, like, how far away are we talking? Like 100 feet, or is in like not even within the vicinity?
If I had to give it a number, probably about 300.
Jesus.
I
mean, payload.
So yeah.
Eric receives inspiration because he used the right name of the proper god.
Hey.
It's no small feat coming out of
Jeez.
Lorien to immerse himself in lore. He said Jesus, and he's like, I mean, like Lathander.
Do you want to hold on to it, Darth, or is it too heavy for you?
I could hold on to it. I mean, it's pretty heavy, but I feel like, I don't know. Is anyone else very good with Arcana? I mean, even though it's a bomb, I keep repeating it, kind of deal.
Because the brute doesn't have armor, she's not, like, without it, she's only carrying, like, 28 pounds. So, she has the carrying capacity for it.
Mm-hmm. The interesting part about this, though, is it's a reusable bomb, which makes it, like, 10 times more terrifying.
It's a sheer miracle it has survived all this time.
Yeah. Can I do? What would I roll to kind of like think of like
to arm
is
it?
this the thing? No.
I'm tired of this campaign, guys.
Hell no. Roll it for the beat. I'm kidding.
Yeah.
What would I roll to think of like this thing as the thing that caused the ruins kind of deal, like destroyed this place? To begin with.
Like a single bomb would have not been Crassus's folly. You don't need to rule for this because this is pretty common history, sort of how we know how the Roman Empire existed. Not all of us know what happened to it, but we all know the Romans were a thing, except a few flat earthers who don't believe in history, but we don't talk about them. You don't belong to that group, do you?
Yep.
So you know of Crassus's folly. Crassus's folly was an event where, in short, Netherese people wanted to ascend to near godhood and control magic, be the be all at all of magic. They killed Mistral. They killed the goddess of magic to attain that power in their hubris and now destroy them.
Oh, I remember that, yeah.
So it was much bigger than a mere bomb. It was a cataclysmic mortals versus god event. Ancient history, like 1300 years ago.
Oh, okay.
Remnants of them now remain. Ever since then, we had high magic die off, and a new goddess of magic, Mistra, rose from the remains of Mistral. Now we have the Weave and the 5e magic system. And spell slots. Ugh. But anyways, yeah.
This is incredibly heavy. Oh, God.
The weight is the less impressive, okay? I'm just gonna say. I don't care what weight.
Yeah. Man, I'd say if we could, like, leave it as a trap, but, like, the fact that it's reusable, it kind of makes it interesting. I definitely would want to study
It's not
this.
reusable. It's not reusable. It detonates. I'm not sure if I made it unclear.
Oh. No, in the,
charges, but it doesn't say how many charges, though.
once a charge has been disabled, it can... Oh, that's what it meant.
It is
Okay,
called
yeah,
an
sorry.
intuit charge. It is called a charge.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Mhm.
Once a charge. I see. I misread that. Okay, yeah.
Because you could practically have many of these and, put them in different places.
Yeah.
And whatnot. Yeah.
Oh, I now know what this is.
We want to keep
Yeah.
it carry it.
Flint will approach to it and will start play with it. I'm gonna attempt to arm it.
Can you
No
keep it
shot.
Thank
I'm
God.
gonna-
Beyond you.
I imagine it's like a Rubik cube, and I'm just moving it around.
It's like the map from Treasure Island. You're like, fuck, damn it, God, fuck. None of the sliding
I-
discs or glyphs, like just your paws can't understand this.
Yeah. Okay.
It tosses it over, sort of detonates.
He couldn't even pick it up.
It weighs like 50 pounds. How can you even pick it up?
I don't. I just move it around on the ground.
Drags it like an anchor.
Brooke goes up as she sees that Flint's not getting anywhere with it. She walks up to him and just kind of like grabs it, puts it back in her bag, picks it up like it's nothing.
Anything else you guys want me to identify?
I have my water
Maze.
potion that I have no idea what it does.
The black
It's in
maze
the
would be
water.
fun.
The potion that has a little fish, water. Oh my god, brain is shutting down. Jellyfish in it is a potion of water breathing. That I remember by heart because we use it a lot in Coldness Deep.
I would say the black maze.
Black maze?
H.
Okay, just so we're not, like, wasting a lot of time, though, here,
Waiting an hour anyway.
we're waiting an hour? Oh, okay, yeah.
Short rest.
Oh, okay, yeah, so I can do all that.
Yeah.
Easy.
Uh,
yeah, so I can identify up to, like, 6 items, then.
Cool. Let me see here. Treasure of Glabagul is Green Flame Mace. The mace is a common magic item. While attuned to the weapon, its wielder can use an action to make the head of the mace alight with green flame, or use an action to extinguish the flame. While the mace is lit, it glows as brightly as a torch and deals an extra 1 fire damage on hit.
Oh my god, I thought it was a mace with built-in green flame blade.
Yeah, that was the meme. I'm glad you picked it on that. That's exactly why I included that item there.
Oh my gosh, green flame mace.
Freaking munchkin.
When I heard the description, I was like,
Immediately picked up on the meme. Immediately, not even hesitation. Green flame.
green flame mace. It's amazing. I love it.
You're gonna be a green flame. You're gonna wield both Dawnbringer and the mace. You'll just be unstoppable.
You could.
I can't.
Are maces light weapons?
I don't.
I
think
believe so.
I think they are not martials. Let me check.
I'm not asking about martial. I'm asking about light because you can offhand a light weapon.
No, they are not light weapons.
Yeah, that's what I figured because it's a mace. It would be fucking weird if it was light,
Yeah.
right?
I didn't think so. I think they do like 1d8. Yeah. But
Is it a light mace or a
Eric is
light
still gonna
mace?
keep it.
Yeah.
But Eric is still gonna keep it.
Cool.
He sees it. He's like, this is just like it's a majestic weapon. It is beautiful. It is perfect. This will, when I get out of here, this will decorate my wall.
You're like, I have dreamed about this in the past. Another life.
Exactly.
In another life, yeah. Who did not speak? Because people identified. Greg identified. Who did not talk for a long time? Who's the less active among you guys? Yeah, Brooke. You might, as this is all happening and you're taking a rest, mending your wounds, seeing to your allies, and taking a moment of respite, can you... What's your passive perception?
15.
15? Perfect. As you rest upon the shores of Funga Island, you, especially your like, animal senses, your little fox nose and fox ears, sense a noise about you, a soft moisture in the air, and scent of kelp, like seaweed. A mass of seaweed floats nearby, but then you realize it's actually some living creature swimming in the dark lake. You spot this creature of ethereal beauty rising from the murky waters. The creature resembles a horse, but its coat is a shimmering greenish turquoise, and its mane and tail flows with strands of sea kelp that sway gently in the unseen currents. Large, intelligent eyes, the color of yellow, gaze out from its sleek equine face, regarding you with a mixture of curiosity and caution. The Kelpie moves gracefully across the surface of the dark lake, its hooves barely causing a ripple as it steps upon the water, as if it were solid ground. Around its neck, you notice strands of luminescent algae that softly illuminate its path, casting a gentle glow before it. It regards you and your group with a calm intensity, silently assessing your group as if weighing your worthiness to tread upon its domain. And ever cautiously, he continues to draw near.
Brooke focuses on the Kelpie, and as she assesses it, she looks at it, she's like, she can't help but find it beautiful. And as it steps nearer, she holds its gaze and just gives a slight nod, a slight bow of, not bow, but like nod, whatever, head respect to the presence of the Kelpie.
It seems to recognize you more than just mere intrusion or prey. Turns its head sideways to look at you and slowly gives you a single nod down. A welcoming gesture.
With stool and nibbles upon her shoulder, she shuffles around the campfire and goes to the water's edge and just continues to observe the Kelpie as it approaches. And if it approaches close enough, she'll hold a hand out.
It does not approach close enough for you to hold your hand out, but it remains there, maybe 20 feet away from shore, standing upon the water's edge. It remains there for a long while, enough for you guys to sort of observe it and where it stands and react as you will. But it does not approach close enough for you to touch it.
I wasn't trying to touch it.
Okay.
Just kind of holding her hand out, palm down, as kind of a gesture of just friendliness.
Can you make me either a nature, animal handling, or stealth check? If you would tend for your attempt to cautiously approach it, as it itself does not move.
15.
You're able to, with your bestial bond, should you wish, approach it without startling it. The Kelpie remains calm and observes you with curiosity.
Yes. She is just very curious, having never seen this creature, but finding it absolutely enchanting.
You, if you wish to continue, would have to earn its trust. You can attempt to communicate with it non-verbally. I'm not sure if you share language with this creature, but
Not likely. Burke speaks common and Elvish.
you can still attempt like a non-verbal way of communicating with the Kelpie, showing that you mean no harm. This will be like a persuasion, animal handling, or insight check as part of a skill challenge.
Yeah, so she continues to, as she approaches, she has one hand out, palm down, outreached in front of her, and the other kind of just out, kind of like, and always remaining fingers closed. And she's not shifted at this point, so she doesn't have any claws or anything. And she has no, wish she had a little piece of food on her, but she does not. Yeah. And then kind of with little nods of her head, she tries to persuade it to move closer. So we'll try persuasion. Don't know if that's gonna go well.
Cool. You are succeeding on the ever-increasing difficulty of this check, nonetheless. Trying to, charm a wild animal. But the Kelpie starts to relax, showing less signs of aggression and more curiosity. As you share in this moment, you can engage with it in a harmonious activity of your choice, such as singing a soothing tune, or mimicking its movement in the water, or whatever else comes to your head.
As she continues to try and approach and engage with it, she begins to hum a tune that she can't quite remember where it comes from now, but sticks with her. Kind of a very soft, almost lullaby that she would hum to Noah as she continues to move forward towards it.
Its mane begins to sort of move with you, reaching out like strands of kelp and seaweed spreading out in a fan and beginning to sway here and there with the rhythm. 24. Awesome. The Kelpie begins to mimic and respond positively, indicating a growing rapport with you. And it invites you not onto it, but to join its side, as it invites you to plunge into the waters with it, to follow it, to see if you can navigate the underwater tunnels with it, through the complex networks of these underwater tunnels, to sort of showcase your ability to work together with this creature.
She is very intrigued and she wants to learn more about where they are and whatnot. So with that, she takes her potion of water breathing and follows the Kelpie.
A lot of you guys see Brooke begin to, you can describe your own actions, but walk away from shore and submerge beneath the waters.
Yeah, she continues to move closer, and I'm assuming it's far enough that she's basically swimming, but she's not the best swimmer, but she's not going to sink.
The ground beneath you quickly gives away to deep water. Yeah.
Someone's gonna follow. So will follow just to keep an eye on her, and is very curious of this creature as well from the distance.
Eric is gonna yell out, Brooke, where are you going?
I'm gonna go with dude.
Does she respond?
I finally roll something shitty, which is like my best fucking skill, which sucks.
You shout out to Brooke, but she is entranced with this creature so much, you turn and see that she is already immersed beneath the waters and vanishes from sight.
She has a water-breathing potion. She chugged it before she went under, though, so she can breathe underwater.
The creature lithely swims through the waters. If
Eric
Duma
looks
wishes,
to,
yeah.
I was gonna say Eric looks to the others and says, "I think we should follow her. She might not be in the right mind."
Duma already being on that track, if you wish to roll either an athletics, acrobatics, or survival check to try and navigate through the waters and follow now in Brooke's wake as Brooke swims, trying to catch up with the creature. Brooke, you get separated from Kelpie, and it's a while before you can regroup. Searching, this creature is lithe beneath the waters and merges with seaweed. It's about a minute or two before your eyes glance a mass of plants, of kelp, manifesting into a humanoid form that ushers you closer to it, and then back into that equine form of a horse. Magnificent. This is a shape-shifting plant of some sort.
I rolled a 23 to follow her.
Mm-hmm.
And the Kelpie.
While the Kelpie demonstrates trust toward Brooke, you find it very hard to navigate through this, but with your ranger skills, manage to catch up to the both of them and find them in a scene. Brooke is offered a chance to... Yeah.
Sorry, Duma's simply going to stay close enough to Brooke in case anything goes wrong.
Brooke is offered a chance to offer a gesture of friendship. You can try like an Arcana or History check to recall upon what you know about Kelpies, or like just a basic nature check to continue in the way you were going so far, to just go by your innate sense of how to bond with this creature. You can present a meaningful gift to the Kelpie that symbolizes their aspect or understanding of its nature, whatever comes to your mind.
She doesn't have particularly very many items on her person. She really doesn't. She hasn't collected that many things. So she's going to just continue to be friendly and using her just attunement with nature. Try for better roll. 18.
While you realize that you will never match the speed and lightness of this creature, and should you ever grow separate from it, you will lose it beneath these waters, for that's its domain, not yours. You recall upon your ways to offer the gift. What do you offer it?
I'd have... Well, she...
The check implies you're offering a gift.
Basically, from her not particularly full... She offers it some bits of not bits. She offers it her spider silk robe, and its very useful nature of being able to be very moldable and being able to be shifted into whatever form it is. I'm losing words.
You offer her forth the silk rope, and the Kelpie rejects the gift, showing indifference. It does not seem to indicate a willingness to form acceptance toward the gift, but it does form somewhat of a bond with you. It acknowledges your efforts and allows you to approach close enough to touch or even ride it, should you dare.
Eric is not doing this stand from a distance and just watch thing that Duma is doing. He swam right
Duma's
up next to
underwater.
Brooke. Yeah, Duma's underwater. He followed Brooke, but he's like watching from a distance, making sure she's safe and watching around. Eric's not doing that. He's swimming right up next to her. He's gonna like grab her shoulder, sort of like spin her around towards him, be like, and like looking at her face, does it look like she's enchanted or like her eyes glazed over or anything like that?
No, Megan, you have full control of your character in this moment. All the decisions you've made so far were yours.
No, she still a little she seeing that Eric grabs her shoulder, she's just like, Eric, don't scare it. I'm trying to make friends. And she kind of like shrugs off his hands and continues towards the Kelpie, and she's gonna try and mount it.
As you reach out to pet it, you can feel its soft pelt under the water is cold to the touch. sort of slimy. It's kind of like seaweed, and actually not what you expect from touching a horse. And the various main kelp strands swirl around your hand, gentle, not grasping, just caressing, and allowing you a chance to gently grab them, and because you're underwater, shift yourself onto its back and use its mane as a sort of a rein, not pulling too hard as to not tear away at these strands of kelp. But you see that Brooke successfully mounts a Kelpie.
Even
One
as
thing-
it doesn't attack her as she gets close, Eric, maybe like 20 feet in front of the thing, is like looking nervously at this underwater horse. He's like, his biggest fear right now is just that this thing is gonna start running. It's gonna be way too fast for any of them to catch up to. And he's like, every time he makes eye contact with Brooke, he sort of like gestures with his hands like, come, like get off that thing. Let's go back.
Brooke is just ignoring Eric because she's just having like one of the most magical times of like being in this dark place, and to her this is just like this wondrous kind of magical
Underwater unicorn. It's an under.
The underwater unicorn turns itself toward Brooke, and in this majestic moment, it speaks. Do you want to go fast?
She's startled for a moment, not expecting the voice, and then she kind of just looks down at her hands and she kind of just gently feels the grassy vein, we'll call it, in between her fingers, and then she just looks up, takes a moment to look at Eric and Duma, and then she just looks back at the Kelpie and is like, yes.
Then we ride. And then just zooms out of there with Brooke on top of it at like massive speed across the lake bottom and disappears into the darkness. Like leaving a trail of sand in its wake. After a nervous while, maybe like 20 seconds later, you see an amalgamation writhing of sea kelp and red hair just blur past you guys in the opposite direction. Just zoomies there and forth, there and forth, until after maybe a minute, it gallops to a stop in front of you guys.
You see Brooke as they reappear in front of you. She just like smiling like the biggest smile from ear to ear, and is just breathless and very, very unkept. Even more unkept than usual hair. And she takes and she just kind of makes like a woo!
As a token of your bond relationship, you receive a strand of the Kelpie's sea kelp mane, which pulses with a faint bioluminescence. It wraps around your wrist and forms a little bracelet on you.
In respect for the Kelpie, understanding that it is a wild creature, she dismounts and moves back towards the head of the Kelpie and rests the hand on its neck and just bows her head once more and is just like, I thank you so much for this moment. I will never forget it.
It continues to follow.
As it started swimming away, Eric, like, sort of in his panic, swims back up to the surface, takes a deep breath of air, and he's gonna yell to the group like a water unicorn just took Brooke, and he dives back under the. But then he sees it like zooming back and forth, and like for a moment he pauses. He's just watching, like, is this thing, like, is it not gonna kidnap her? Until eventually it stops, and then she just gets off.
It continues to follow,
Oh, it's
Duma,
staying by Brooke's side.
Duma looks at Eric and says, "Not everything in this world is something to be afraid of. If you are fearful of everything that you see down here, nothing will be intriguing or interesting to you. You have to hope that there is good even in the darkest of areas. And Kelpie, they're pure creatures from what we can see."
Eric is just getting gaslit over here. Is like, one moment it's like, you should really like tread more carefully and like watch every step of yours. Not everything here is hostile. Just fucking.
I swear, out of character, I swear to God, Duma keeps flip-flopping between
Yeah.
like being cautious and careful versus like just diving headfirst into everything. It's driving me insane. Back
I'm
in
having fun with
character.
doing it right now.
Back in character, Eric is just gonna say it's a difference between being fearful versus being cautious. Though, you know, only a few hours ago, I said that I'd yet to see any light down here in this abyss, and perhaps now it is showing itself.
I'm happy that even after a near-death experience for us all, at least someone's able to actually see something majestic down here. And I'm happy to see that the one person of our party that doesn't like death and kind of enjoys seeing that everybody lives is seeing this and enjoying herself. Because after this, who knows what will come across.
He stays with you.
Do we want to keep making our way to the Dworgen village, or
Oh no! What have I done? I gave
make camp?
the
here?
horse girl a horse. I just realized that.
Oh no.
I mean, you gave the fastest character in the group a mount, who
Meg-
doesn't really need a mount because she's the fastest
Yeah.
character of the group.
Papa says that Megan
As
loves
she
horses.
levels up, she's just gonna get faster on her own.
Yeah.
She's just going to leave the party behind and go to the surface.
Monks can tread water, like sprint across water at some point too. So that's gonna be epic. Oh my god, hiccups.
And Tom knows me. We've known each other for over a dozen years.
Anyway, Dwerger Village. What was that, Eric?
Tom says I was 14. Half my life.
Eric is asking the group if we want to get back on our boats and keep making our way to the village, or camp here for the night. Or, you know, not the night, but camp here and sleep.
As they go back toward the camp and the Kelpie follows them, she's just amazed, and knowing that it can speak a little bit, she's like, "Do you have a name? What can I call you?"
The creature does not have a name. It is a neutral beast. It's not even a beast, it's a plant of nature.
Doesn't mean I get to name it.
You can assign it a name that you call it, but, you know, that's kind of like, it's kind of funny. It's like if some goblin found you tomorrow and it was like, just went on your shoulders and was like, I'm gonna name you Sluck.
Sparkles.
Yeah.
Sparkles.
You're Sparkles now. I've
No,
decided.
when she realizes it doesn't have a name, she's like, "Well, we're gonna get to know each other, and we'll come up with something good, something that suits you." And she just continues to pet it, just absolutely, for lack of a better word, enchanted by the creature.
Mm. Do you offer it food?
I don't know.
There's plenty of lobster around.
Eric, would you know about magical plants like the Kelpie?
I doubt it. No.
No?
What does it eat? She asked it literally, just like, what do you eat?
Kelpie are carnivorous plants.
So they- okay.
Do they eat other plants? Okay.
No, they eat meat.
Oh, they eat meat. Okay.
Oh.
That's what carnivorous means.
Okay. Did we catch any fish? Was anyone fishing?
No, we followed you to make sure you didn't die.
Anyone who didn't come with us try fishing?
I was playing cards with Ginger and Global
Shushar and Hamath have been fishing before you guys went into the central mushroom cavern and collapsed into the Oozing temple. So they have netfuls of fish, enough food for you guys to survive for the coming week.
She goes to grab a couple of fish from the pile and offers them to the cat.
Okay, the gentle horse leans in, its face close to yours, maintaining careful gaze with its yellow eyes, sniffs at the fish, opens its mouth slightly, and then the mouth splits into 4 sections, and writhing tentacles of kelp wrap around the fish and just squid the fish into the face. And it begins to chew.
Well, that was surprising. But she just continues to like just awe.
The more you stare at it, the more you realize that it's not a horse per se. It's just a big plant shape-shifting into different forms. Choosing this form. Yeah. As the fish maneuvers into the center mass of a plant, it probably gets digested there somewhere.
Yeah. And then as she's just in awe with her new friend, she kind of, instead of sitting by the fire, she sits at kind of like she sits aside with the mount, and she just begins telling it stories of her childhood and Noah, just like rambling to it.
That's nice. It just quietly listens.
Having found like this like just seemingly just it's like words have lost me.
It's good. You're bonding with it over stories of life and stuff. It's very cute. It sits down the way a horse sits, like by folding its feet under itself, and it's with its ears flicking now and then. It does listen to you quietly. Shushar adds a little bit of insight about these creatures being an aquatic creature of the Dark Lake. Shushar now has a little bit of insight into kelpies and creatures of Dark Lake, and says that having such a creature would be useful against underwater predators, as their scent repels them.
Hey.
If plentifully, he sort of says, like, if plentifully fed, a kelpie reproduces asexually by splitting into 2. This can be done once a month, as long as a kelpie is plentifully fed. If cared for,
Once a month? Gee.
Once a month, a sprouting could grow into a full-sized kelpie in a month. We Koto used to sell them all the time to the Dwagar and other people who wish to cross the lake. A sproutling usually sells for around 500 gold pieces. They can roam on land for upwards of 3 hours before need to return to the waters.
So there is a chance that you're going to have to leave your friend behind if we don't travel near water.
We'll cross that bridge when we get there.
Yeah.
For now, I'm just enjoying your new friend.
I'm just imagining Brooke staying with the Kelpie now.
She's cuddling with the Kelpie, and
Ginger.
she's kind of like she's gone and picked up Stool, and she's just like there with Stool and the Kelpie and Nibbles, and just like her little like menagerie.
Disney
about
Disney princess over there.
What about Lewis? Forgetting
Yeah.
Lewis.
No, she.
Most
Yeah, and then
villages are
Lewis, her
miners.
little slug dagger,
So
Most villages and cities
her
will
little
probably be
menagerie.
nearby.
Okay.
So Brooke is right of the group, it seems.
Broke is broke. What was that, Eric?
I was just saying, most cities will probably be nearby large sources of water, so I doubt we'll run into issues of you having to leave your friend behind.
And if we go somewhere that the Kelpie can't follow, well, I'm not going to force it somewhere it is not safe for it to go. So, well, safe. Inopportune word. somewhere that it physically can't go. I would rather let it go and leave it in its natural space than bringing it somewhere that's unnatural for it.
I can help it to get wet if it wants, and you see on top of the Kelpie, a mass of water is falling as it has great water.
Shushar explains that while that's cute, it does need to return to like a great source of water to not just rehydrate, but it's an elemental creature. This plant needs to return to the lake. Lest it dries out and dies, shriveling up. Yeah. Jimjo just goes, I bet it tastes delicious.
Brooke just shudders at the thought. It's just like, no.
Brooke shat.
It's a
Shudders.
it's a plant creature. It's like the opposite of something that tastes delicious.
Somebody doesn't like his greens.
As you guys...
Brooke is just really enjoying, and like for once since coming down here, she feels lighthearted, distracted from everything that's happened.
Good.
But so do you guys want to start making our way to the Dwarven village, or do
We need to take a
rest?
long rest. Like we got to this island after rowing 8 hours and we haven't rested. We're
Okay.
spending the night here.
Oh yeah, we did spend a long time rowing before we got here.
Yeah, look at your arms. You are done.
What? These? This? Just does the gun show thing? These arms?
The guns. The gun show.
Fair enough.
Eric
For-
casually like looks at his bicep as Flip makes that concept. He's like comment. He's like, I'm good.
Fair enough. So to expedite things, you guys can take a long rest and rest stop on the island. You guys have maybe a 20-day journey ahead of you if you wish to go to Gracklestug.
Cool. Long journey.
So instead of we'll still face challenges and discover moments of respite amidst daunting terrain, but instead of checking for random encounters every day, I'm gonna skip over and summarize parts of your journey. I encourage you to describe what your characters do or even see and experience during the intervening time. In addition to downtime activities such as crafting, you can have plenty of opportunities for interaction between each other. This will open a little bit of room for more RP and RP chat later on after session, but you feel free to suggest and spin out stories about things that your characters have experienced during the intervening journey. I think that this additional storytelling aspect adds a color and background to the journey while keeping the pace relatively brisk instead of me just 20 days of journey. That's crazy. So, beginning that off, you set out and continue your journey to Gracklestug. You've been making your way through the passages for 6 days. The dark lake lives up to its name. The waters are deep and murky, reflecting little light from the fungi above. The darkness seems to swallow sound, creating an unsettling silence broken only by the occasional drip of water from stalactites above, or the distant flattering of echoing bats. And day after day, you take turns to aid navigation of your vessels as others rest and find some respite and sleep as you sail in shifts. Eric. Let me change the music from "Yay Kelpie" to back to the Underdark.
Oh no, back to the Underdark.
Yeah. Yay Kelpie. Hello? There it is. Eric. As Eric Tane drifts into restless slumber, his mind becomes a battleground of memories and fears, melding the deceptive intrigues of Waterdeep's noble court with the brutal reality of the Underdark, intermingling them. Eric, you find yourself in a grand hall in your dreams, adorned with opulent tapestries and shimmering chandeliers. Echoes of your former life in Waterdeep. Faces masked in false smiles surround you, their voices a murmur of intrigue and hidden agendas. You navigate the labyrinthine corridors of politics and with practiced ease, you make your way through the scene here. This is something you're used to, at least in your earlier part of life. Do you do anything in your dream? You're semi-lucid here.
Does it look like people are aware of like my presence there, or is this like one of those dreams where I'm like an outside observer?
The people are aware of your presence. I mean, some of them smile and talk to you, but just like in a dream, it's very like you're like, what did that person just tell me? And like it's the memory's already gone. It's already like smoke.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I imagine.
But you can feel free to like
has...
recall things from your past. This is your character's past being played out.
Oh, it's my past. Okay.
Like you in court and all that, you know. What among Waterdeep nobles?
I imagine Eric will have maybe a few good memories of his time here. He tries to think back to like when he had dinner with his father and his brothers and his brother, because these were like the few instances where when he had dinner with his family that he was treated as like he was actually treated like a part of the family, and there were never any like attempts towards his life made.
Okay.
And yeah, he just has these memories of like eating like real, and like he has like really good food that actually like tastes good, and like there's no poison in it or anything like that. And,
what sort of food are you holding here? Like the plate, unravels up before you, so they have that cloche, the silver bell top thing that they sort of unveil the food with. Ooh, just steam coming out. What do you see? A favorite meal of the past?
I mentioned a favorite meal of the past would maybe be like a steak with some homemade gravy that's like dripped along the middle, that's like dripped along the center of it in a line.
A piece of meat,
with
succulent, so much different from what you had, the slop you had in Underdark, in the prisons ever since you left them.
Disgusting, yeah.
Yeah. But then suddenly the scene shifts. The familiar halls twist and darken. Tapestries morph into writhing shadows that grasp at you like oily tendrils. Familiar oily tendrils, like those you've seen emerge in Sloptaloop. They slither forth out of the dark lake towards you. The polished floor turns uneven and ooze-like in the oozing temple you just left. And you can feel your heart quicken as you realize you are lost, trapped in a maze of shifting tunnels. A figure emerges from this darkness, a noble man cloaked in shadows, his face obscured by a mask of porcelain perfection. The nobleman's voice cuts through this oppressive silence surrounding you now, dripping with malice disguised as courtesy. He speaks of betrayal and consequence, his words echoing with a chilling certainty of impending doom. You thought self-exile would be your freedom. You thought you could simply disappear from her thoughts. But deep within, you know you are not free. As above, so below, forever on the run, Lord Tane, Lord of Nothing. You have to control your breath, as an urge to flee swells within you, but the corridors stretch endlessly, twisting and burning like labyrinthine tunnels of the Underdark. Shadows coil around you, giving chase, whispering secrets of treachery and deceit. You stumble, feeling the cold touch of unseen hands grasping at your cloak, and in a desperate bid to escape, you reach out for your sunsword. But it transforms in your grasp, becoming a dull, fragile, useless thing. The gilded hilt shatters. All light dies, and the shadows engulf Eric completely. With a gasp, Eric jolts awake, drenched in cold sweat, the oppressive weight of the Underdark surrounding you once more, its darkness pressing from all sides. The memory of the dream lingers like a bitter taste, and there's a feeling something out there, something far worse than the drow, is watching, is following. What do you do?
Is everybody else still asleep?
People around you are awake. You took the nap. Seem to have fallen asleep to the lull of the boat.
Eric is as he's like catching his breath and he's reminiscing on the dream, he's gonna look over the edge of the boat. Does the water look clear?
Brackish, dark. It's down the dark Stark Lake, earning its name.
Right. He'll reach for Dawnbringer.
It's there.
And if he,
Yeah.
she's there, and he lets out a sigh of relief as like she's actually there. And he'll turn on her blade now that he's awake.
The
What
light
do
of
I
the sun
see?
blade. You see
What
the
do I
light
s-
catch the few eyes of several creatures above your head in the low ceiling, maybe 15 feet above you. They look like bats, but they have like long, furry snouts like mosquitoes. But they just sort of cling to the ceiling and scuttle about away from the light.
And does the water look clear?
You can see maybe 5 feet into its depths before it disappears into murk. The light does not penetrate into it much.
He'll he lets out calming breaths as he holds onto Dawnbringer and emits its light. And he'll say under his breath like, "Thank goodness you're still here," and then he'll sort of like lean a little bit over the edge of the boat, reach one hand into the water, and just like wash his face of a bit of the sweat that came about during his sleep.
Small blessing,
Try
it's
to-
refreshing, yeah.
Try to somewhat freshen himself up.
You look around you in the light. Hamath squints. Just get that away from me. Shushur squints away from you too, but the rest of your companions are around you. You look and you see Flint thrashing in his sleep. Flint, as you have succumbed to exhaustion as well, your mind drifts to memories of the open seas and the camaraderie of your crew. Flint finds himself aboard the sturdy deck of the Rock Hard, his trusted ship sailing through familiar waters under the starlit skies. The salty breeze fills your lungs with a sense of freedom and purpose as you navigate with expert skill, charting a course toward distant shores and unseen treasures. It's glorious, but the calm of the seas suddenly churns and darkens. An inky black wave rises to loom high above the ship's mast and crashes down to swallow your ship whole. Flailing beneath the waves, adrift upon cold water currents, you sense all sound grow mute. Rocky walls close in all around you like jaws of a monstrous beast, and as Flint's feet land back onto the ship's deck, you find yourself and the ship drifting through labyrinthine, cavernous tunnels. Echoes of distant roars and ominous whispers fill the void. Flickering shadows dart between stalactites. Flint's crewmates, faces you recognize, appear and vanish in the shadows, their voices pleading for salvation from unseen terrors throughout. Amid the oppressive darkness, a faint glimmer catches Flint's eye, a distant beacon of hope flickering like a dying flame. The ship stirs toward it. The closer Flint gets, the clearer it becomes. A shimmering portal leading back to the sunlit world above. A vision. But just as you reach out to grasp it, the portal shatters like fragile glass, scattering into 1,000 shards that fade into nothingness. Flint, what do you do at this vision?
When the glass shatters, you see like some despair on his eyes. He tries to pick up the pieces with his hands, and he starts looking for the voices of his crewmates asking for salvation.
What are you looking for?
Can he see any? Billy Boots. He was a halfling, really good mopping the deck, and he make a really good stew.
You find the stout figure of the halfling halfway across the deck. Immersed in darkness, but you can still make him out. His form is wavy because of the movements of the water, but there he is, as always, whistling a tune to himself as he mops the deck, trying to get the water off it, but the whole ship is underwater. But he keeps going through the motions, whistling to himself, humming to himself. What do you do?
Billy, stop that. We need to get out of here. The boat is taking water.
Nothing's the matter.
Look for a land, somewhere to go.
That you, Flint? Oh, my lad. How happy I am to hear your voice. He turns, crooking his neck 180 degrees, and you can see his face is encrusted with rot, maggots writhing at the eye sockets. It is a horrible thing to witness. The whole ship begins to encrust with rot. Fungus, growth, and moss blooms from within the hull itself and wraps the ship's wood. The halfling's form begins to crack, and some scene out of some body horror, all the joints go in all the wrong angles. And as all takes place, the whole ship cracks as a bulbous, festering wound splits the deck and releases clouds of sickly yellow spores. Swarms of writhing maggots pour from every ship's crevice and begin to climb up your body. What do you do?
Start smacking them as fast as I can with my tiny hands. Start rolling on the ground, trying to take them off me.
Rolling on the ground, you just take in more upon you as they writhe over your body, trying to reach your every orifice imaginable. It's a disgusting scene as you continue to fight to awaken. You do. Miraculously. Upon waking, find your body tensed and covered in cold sweat, with Eric looming over you with a sword.
Oh, kill them! Kill them! I scream to Eric. Kill them all!
What? Who? Eric's immediately looking around.
They're over me. Where's Billy? He says like for a moment, still like thinking he's in another place. What are you doing over me, Eric? What are you planning to do with that sword?
I woke up and I just wanted to get my bearings, be able to see around me. It's not, maybe those of you born with dark vision don't understand, but it's unnerving not being able to see anything around you, just pitch darkness.
Yeah, Billy was also afraid of the darkness.
Especially with all the freaking sounds of the boats and everything.
Flint, you try and focus on his words, but it's really hard to catch what Eric is saying because something is distracting you. Not the fading memory and the smoke of the dream, though that still sort of lingers. There's something on the corner of his mouth. It's not blood, it's gravy?
I tried to approach my claws to his face and pick it up. It is moving.
Gently caress
as your hand gets closer, Eric is gonna move back and even go as far as to try and grab your wrist. It's like, what are you doing?
You have something here, but and I point to my face. Like,
I'll try and like wipe my mouth with my wrist.
You feel something
with my thumb,
slick.
Actually.
Yeah, you feel something slick. It's like wiping gravy off your face. I don't have to describe this. I don't have to flex my DM muscles to describe gravy to you, man.
Yeah,
wipes his thumb
along the edges of his lips, looks at it, sees what looks like gravy. It's like, what? And he's like, what? How?
Flint.
I had a dream that...
Yeah.
Eric will say I had a dream, but it was just a dream, right?
Flint, you look at the confused face of your companion and you feel something soft beneath you that's not like a pillow that you were resting on, and you look down. It's a tricorn pirate's hat. Yours. But you lost it on the surface, but it's here.
How? Wait, did you brought this to me, Eric? Did you make it?
No.
I inspected it. I started like turning around, see if it's. If it has the patch I did when it
Everything,
was catching
as
on
you
fire.
remember it, yeah.
This is impossible. Eric, look, this is mine, but I lost it on the wreckage. How could made its way here? As I'm assuming that my dream made the hat, I look for the worms once more. Under my feet, under the hat, under Eric's.
You flip the hat over to look at the inside of it. A single maggot making its way across on the inside. There's a bit of growth on the inside of a hat too, along the lining this yellowish mold.
I'll retell my dream to Eric. And at the end, I saw maggots just as these ones, Eric. Something wrong is happening.
Eric nods his head in agreement. Says, "Indeed. I don't like this at all. In my dream, I had a dream of home, of eating dinner with my family. One of the few times where I could eat without regard for my safety. And then, but it was supposed to be just a dream. And then I wake up with a bit of gravy on my face. Makes no sense.
Somehow I got my hat back.
As you try and make sense of your dreams, contemplating about it together, looking upon the rest of your group, we're going to wrap up session here. As you continue your journey now on this 7th day since you've left Sloop to Loop, about a third way to Echostook. And we'll see what looms ahead. What is to come. What answers shall be provided. Thanks for playing.
Thanks, Tom.
Thanks for fun session, Tom, and letting me get the opportunity to get a pony.
Yep.
Pony.
The way
I
you were
think the
describing it, the way you were describing the Kelpie when it was first introduced, it sounded like a siren. I
No,
honestly thought it was dangerous.
I even called it out in the chat before Tom announced what it was.
You did.
I did. So Ivan, you're the only Ivan and Tom were left to vote in chat.
Vote about
Oh.
what?
About changing sessions. So Ivan voted. So Tom, masterful DM and game god. We good to change to Tuesdays because everyone was here on it.
Don't give me that. Tuesdays? Is everybody else fine for Tuesdays?
Yeah.
Sure, why not? You have my vote.
Tuesdays it is. Woohoo.
Cool. You know me, anything works for me. Okay.
I don't know if that helps you out there with your it was boats? Remember, boats, right?
I don't worry about things on my end. I figured it out. But yeah, as I wrap up session, then I just want, before you guys go and about these things, any stars and wishes as usual. Anything that you guys want to command, be it of your fellow party members or whatever, and anything you wish to see in the coming sessions. I did mention that I sort of want to expedite your journey going forward. We had plenty of dungeons along the way already, but I'm excited to move on to the next section of the adventure.
I really liked when you gave Duma the bomb, And but you just sent it to him like privately or whatever, and you gave his character like the chance to describe it to us like as he would say it, instead of just giving all of us the item description.
Good.
I really liked that a lot.
I'll keep doing that then.
That was fun.
It's something I always wanted to do, like from the start, and I did do that in the beginning, and then I stopped doing that, and because either I got lazy or I got players who didn't like it, and now I just want to come back to that now because it's more immersive that way.
Mhm.
Except for super simple items like it's a potion of healing. You don't have to like be like, hey guys, it's a potion of healing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, well,
But if it's like something rare that you guys not encountered before, I'll definitely do that in the future.
Yeah. I'm excited. And I'm actually,
like
I
that
also
dream.
want to commend like all of us for like, even though Duma went first, all of us were just like, we don't know where Duma went. He just said run, and we're like, okay, we were going this way, so let's just keep running this way. So I want to commend everyone for like not metagaming, which I know sometimes can be hard. So
I'm confused how that's metagaming, but okay. This is session 9, right? Yeah, 9. Okay.
I really like the dream parts. Really dig them.
That was cool also,
Always.
yeah.
More to come. I sat there thinking for the longest time of how many adventures, especially modules that are pre-written, they're written in a way that it doesn't matter what sort of hero comes into them, events will happen with a default condition, a good outcome or a bad outcome, whatever, right? Good, bad, neutral. Depending on the actions of just any adventure. And I was like, well, what part of this adventure is personalized to you guys? None. Not a single one unless you make it so, right? Because you're outsiders to Dark, and many of you do not relate to it, so it's just whatever is in your actions. So I sat there thinking, like, how can I make it super personal? And this is something I haven't done since like Curse of Strahd, and I'll start doing again, is dreams. Because as master of the world, I can shape those too, so... and it's a chance to sort of highlight the things you guys answered in the questionnaires. That's sort of why I post those questionnaires, so I can get to know your characters more. So I get to play out those parts, and we get a little second frame into each character's personal life. I even had one for Duma, but I guess I'll do it in the beginning of next session, because he left.
well, he did warn us in advance he needed to leave, so.
It is what it is.
Well, I guess we'll see y'all on Tuesday.
Yep.
Sounds good.
Oh yeah,
Thanks,
just
guys.
thanks Tom. Was really good.
I'm glad.
I fucking love the bomb. Like, I wanna see what we can do with that. I mean, 50 damage is no joke, okay?
On average.
To everything.
Somebody said like we can set it up as an ambush and leave it behind for the drow or something like that. I'm like, that's not a bad idea. It's one way of dealing with them. But you only get one chance, right?
Yeah.
Give the players a nook. It kind of reminds me of, I can't say Baldur's Gate things anymore because Lorian's playing Baldur's Gate now, so I can't spoil things. But it's kind of like the one time, you know what I'm talking about because you play Baldur's Gate. So the one time when the DM gave the players a nuke, right?
Yeah.
You get to use this one time. Choose well.
You want me to admit for myself for a minute?
No, I don't care. Ivan knows what I'm talking about. He played the game.
Yeah.
Yeah. The point is that that one time where a nuke is given to the party. Yeah.
There is no more nukes. Okay. That's too easy.
And now this is one of his campaigns where like 50 damage is not going to bother me if it's against if it's a threat that is something that's lethal and I want to keep around. 50 damage is not going to tickle it. So. Yeah, exactly. It's sure the Demogorgon has like either resistance or is immune to psychic damage. That would not surprise me. Being the being he is of insanity and madness, I don't think you can drive him insane. He's already there, buddy. He doesn't have a psyche for you to attack, He doesn't have an ordered mind for you to scramble. He's already there. Both of them. Did you know that the Demogorgon is not even his name? The two heads do have their own names.
Yeah, I know that part.
Yeah. I found it kind of cute. But anyways, we'll get there.
I know a little bit about his lore. I like it. It's really interesting, like the demons of the abyss.
Yeah. Okay, with that all being said, thank you for playing, and I guess I'll see you guys next time.
Yeah.
Have a good night,
Fun
guys.
session.
Well.
I like it a lot.
Think about long-term activities you guys want to do if you want to craft anything, but you guys have a week to think about that.
Well, at the moment, I want to craft horses, okay?
I imagine.
Oh, feed a Kelpie, you mean?
Yeah, feed the Kelpie.
Yeah.
I imagine that we can't smelt like new weapons and stuff like that. On these, we don't have.
You can
yeah, we
make
need,
new
like,
weapons. You can't smelt ironworks, if that's what you're asking me. You can certainly make new weapons
Yeah.
by crafting them. Like if I
Yeah,
take the lobster claw of a lobster, right, break it in half,
Mhm.
put it on a steady shaft, I have a spear, right, or like a halberd. Whatever you can craft. That's what I'm saying. Smelting, you'll need a forge, and that can be found in according to Hamath and Bukido. Grakelstuch is a big old forge city. In fact, I was thinking about like not having darts have access to anything artificer wise to craft and upgrade his weapons till then, but I was like, I'm denying him his old like subclass to Grakelstuch, and that's kind of rough. But he'll definitely be able to like work with dwarves if he earns their favor and upgrade his weapons there, same as you. For sure.
I feel druids no. Wizards will have like a hard time, at least at the beginning of the campaign.
Wizards, they have their prepared spells ready. You don't need your spellbook. That's something that was very specifically detailed for DMs who are running this adventure, is give your wizards a list of spells they already know. And they don't need a book for. And then they can acquire a new book. There are like 3 opportunities in Valkenville alone to acquire a spellbook if people look for it. It's just that nobody in our party needed one, so nobody was looking for it. But you guys were already browsing through Ilvara's bookshelf, so that was one of them, right? You could have just stolen her spellbook, for example. But yeah, next session I think we're gonna start with an expedited journey toward Grakelstuch, and if not by end of session, and if not sooner than that, if not sooner than that, definitely by end of session we'll reach Grakelstuch and we can open with that chapter. And that's actually where I joined when I was playing with Ivan after this, and I think it took them 15, 20 sessions to get to Grakelstuch.
Took a while. I think 15. All right.
I didn't want to do that. I didn't want to do a 20-day journey. It's not fun for me, so I don't know about you guys. We had like plenty of like encounters and dungeons that I think merits week by week fast forward. Every end of the week I'll roll for an encounter and see what happens, and then we'll do another week, and then we'll do another week, sort of thing. And we don't have to like track food day in day out either, because that I came to realize it's not. There's a fun way of doing it. We're not doing it, so I'm not gonna be doing the food tracking as hardcore day by day. I'm just gonna be like, it's been a week, you need to forage. It's been a week, you need to forage.
Yeah.
What's the meal of the week?
Kelpie.
Because otherwise it's silly. It's like starvation in D&D from that is like every rest you spend without eating, you earn a level of exhaustion. Somewhere in those 5 days you can still move, you'll find food. This is not a wasteland, despite what Lorien says.
I mean, it's just like
it's a living ecosystem.
That's
yeah,
why.
You'll find things. Things live here and whatnot. And you have like 7 people with you too to help you out.
It made me laugh a lot when Duma was like, dude, not everything is evil in this world. Like, they got shield.
I mean, he's right. Not everything is evil. It's just that the flipping back and forth and gaslighting is what gets me laughing. Because he'll be like, yo, guys, you can just rash into things. And like another baby is like, you should just trust
not
it.
that bad.
Why are
He
you
does
worried?
this like he's doing this like every session, and like out of character, it's actually driving me crazy. But it's
Yeah.
also kind of funny.
I learned to just laugh over it. No point in getting upset over such stuff. But okay. Man, I'm so happy I found the AI art generator. Because, yeah, sure, morally stealing art is bad. I'm doing that anyways. So, like...
I mean, all of us are stealing art when we
But,
just
like,
like Google images for tokens.
I was like, I don't have a vault gate, so I actually generated it and I photoshopped it later with like an open and a closed state. I'm like, I can not just maps, scenes, and character art. I can make tokens now. I can make like objects. It's amazing to me. Like out of sheer imagination, I can have this done, and it takes me like maybe like 5 requests to generate exactly what I want. Like I need an arcane-looking gate, and it generates that, and then I Photoshop it and I add it to maps. It's just nice to have that. It's gonna make map making for me so much faster. Copilot is what I use. Bing Copilot. I can give you a link later. It's practically free. The first 15 attempts you give it, the first 15 prompts every day, are like premium pro account credits that you don't have to pay for. They're just given to you, and it makes generation a lot faster. After that, generation becomes slower, supposedly. Honestly, it's not that much of a difference between pro and free. It still generates your art within like a minute after your request. You just have to be patient a little bit. But it's nice. So I'll be using that for map making and stuff in the future. And this module is hurting for NPC art, so I'm glad I found it. Because a lot of people are just mentioned by name and never are shown in the books. And I'm like, why? I don't want to use the same monsters manual image for monsters, you know?
Yeah.
That's cool.
Like you're finding Dwagar, I'm gonna have the same face. It's boring. I like them to all have their own unique faces and names to them because they're people. You killed, you know, Forgehammer, whatever the fuck, I don't know, but you didn't kill Splint Stick, whatever his name is, you know? And he's gonna be in the campaign still because you didn't kill him. I like that. I like continuity. If you play Baldur's Gate 3, you'll notice that too, where every enemy has a name.
Oh, I don't remember that. But yeah, it sounds like they will.
Every goblin has a name.
Oh, time goblins.
Dude, did you read what he posted in general chat earlier today? He was playing Baldur's Gate 3.
Yeah,
Got on Kaga's bad side, slaughtered the entire grove. I'm like, it's your game. You enjoy it. I would have reloaded, but you do you. Oh my! And I start thinking like how much he's gonna like miss quotation marks in the future, just because like, you know, those people are dead, so those branching side quests are not gonna be there. But at the same time, it's still part of his story. That's just how it goes. But then he told me like, oh yeah, that one goblin chick, I found her in the cage dead. And I'm like, Saza?
I didn't even know
You
she
killed
was a
Saza?
goblin.
You
she was a
bitch. She went through so much with me. She was like my best companion. Oof.
I didn't even know she was a goblin.
What do you mean?
I was just like, I found Saza. I just like, well, because this is like, I found like a corpse in a cage.
Yeah, you look
And
at
its name
the
was
corpse,
Saza.
zoom in, look at the corpse. What do you mean? Like, her portrait is a goblin. She could have asked her for information about the goblin camp. I'm like, now he's gonna go in blind. I don't even know how the goblin camp is gonna go for him because I literally did not do what he did. I did not lose the entire grove.
I have the same.
So he's gonna go save Halcyon and it's like, oh yeah, by the way, your entire people are dead. You what? Like, it's gonna be that. Okay.
I'm gonna keep updating you guys on what happens because I'm genuinely curious.
It hurts.
I'm genuinely curious to see like maybe like what changes in the story because the Emerald Grove isn't here.
I
just
feel like you're gonna miss out on a lot of content. That's the only change in your story. It's gonna be you close a lot of doors. I think. I don't think you open any. Unfortunately.
But you know, like you say, to play the Dark Forge like second.
Yeah.
I play it
first.
It's really immersive.
I know it is. I know exactly what it is. Just don't ruin it for Lorian. But you're so a monster. I hate you. Did you kill the bard?
I mean, I didn't have a choice, man.
I hate you. I hate you all.
I'm curious how it was with that, but you know, like it was not my story.
I get it. It's your adventure. Play out your own game. But I'm just like, because I've been there. I've been through it all. I've been through Act 1, 2, 3, and 4 with those people being alive. I saved them all. My run was, it's not a perfect run. It's just my way of playing it. I'm a very good, morally good person. So I play these games like that as the savior and the hero trying to save everybody as much as I can. Not a single death to suffer that is not necessary. through smiles and tears, through celebrations and dances. And I'm just thinking about like the scene where like the entire Root Grove survivors like in your camp celebrating with you, and like Eric is gonna, like, Lorian's gonna have none of that. He's not gonna have those conversations. He's not gonna have those happy moments because they're all just fucking dead because of Kaga.
But I'm curious, like it's like there is consequences and he's gonna see them, so I'm really curious.
Sure.
What are they?
People who are gonna be there in the future to get captured and be rescued by him again are not gonna be there, if you know what I'm saying. I think that's the consequences. Closed doors. If there's anything else that comes out of it, and Lorian tells us about it, I'll be surprised. That'd be kind of cool. But right now he's exploring, trying to find suicide trees. So I told him to go jump down a well and then go jump further.
Ah, you went to the well? To the well?
I don't know. Lorian,
I'm in
where
it
are you
right
at?
now, fighting spiders. Yeah.
Oh yeah, there you go. He
Good
made it
luck,
to
man.
spiders. So fight the spiders
luck.
and then go the spider hole. Good luck. Don't even cast
Good luck,
Featherfall.
man.
There's water beneath there. You'll be fine.
Wait, what do you mean? Don't even cast Featherfall? What?
The big hole with the spider. Like you'll see what I mean. There's a big hole, and like your character's gonna be like, you smell that fresh water beneath there. We can just jump in. Just leap of faith. You'll be fine. And you'll find your suicide tree. It's like it's down there. Yeah.
Okay.
Oh wait, no, he's not even gonna get the deadline. You know why? Because Will is dead.
You kill Will?
Well, he didn't kill Will.
I don't know who Will is. I don't know who
What the fuck?
I know. Like that's why I hate hearing about his adventures because he's like, I'm just here for the loot, looting corpses. I don't have a merchant anymore. I can't sell all this loot. I'm like, you killed Will. The children.
I don't know who Will
The
is.
children, like the stories. You know, like what I suffer
He's
with
gonna find
the
the,
games.
he's gonna find the tiefling cut off her head. Take my word on it.
It's
Or ma-
possible.
Or maybe he
yeah,
won't because he
it's
doesn't have the
possible.
will to tell him to do that. So
No,
fuck.
there is more people that do that.
I know.
Not only Will.
Still,
Eh,
just funny.
Like what I suffer with Larian games is like I wanna use all the characters at the same time. I don't wanna miss any content.
Well, you can.
And it's,
You just don't leave a zone, right? You grab the characters who are relevant to that arc that your quest you're currently doing, and you leave the rest behind. And you just don't leave the zone until you complete everybody's stories.
no, but you know, like they react to certain scene only.
Oh yeah, well
first
you're only gonna
encounter.
get so many
Yeah.
dialogues. Yeah, well I mean like that's where Larian Studios have the replayability in their games. If you just have everybody all the time, then you're just gonna only need one playthrough to experience it all. This way you can experience different playthroughs as you run through them again. Although who in their right mind has the time to sit through another campaign is beyond me. Because I'm still to finish mine. I'm in Act 4 right now and I'm yet to get through Baldur's Gate.
Yeah,
Because it's so big.
I'm waiting for the DLC. When is the DLC? Well, they haven't even announced it, so maybe there is.
Yeah.
Right now, I'm fighting the phase spider matriarch. Is this thing like the boss of the entire area?
It's the boss of that cavern, yeah. Good luck with that fight.
Oh, that cavern. There's more than one.
Well-
Oh, wait, I see the giant hole. I think you were
Yeah,
talking
jump down it.
about
You can actually do that mid-combat too. You don't even have to beat the spider. That's the best part. Like the game allows you to do whatever you want. So if you want to skip fights, you can just jump down there. Just save before you do that because you know I'm trolling you.
Yeah.
There
Yeah,
is
just jump
something
down
down there. Just
Fine.
save before you do that. I guess you regret. But I'll tell you this much: you'll find your suicide tree down there. That's for sure.
Who's your favorite NPC?
Yeah. What's your party like? Lae'zel and who else? I don't even know their names.
I have Lae'zel, Gale, and Shadowheart.
Shadowheart.
I really
Like-
don't like Shadowheart's name. They gave her the most like anime name.
Yeah, there is a meme like, oh, what's your name? Shadowheart. Oh, I thought we were using real names.
Maybe if that name sounds weird and unnatural because you bet her parents not name her. Maybe that's not her real name.
It's code.
I used to not like Shadowheart
At least-
because I know all about Shar and that why would I want a Shar cultist in my party? Now she's my wife. Like
That's your wife.
yeah, yeah. It was a hate into love story. Lae'zel I can stand. I fucking kicks her ass out of my party.
Right, Lae'zel is detestable. I don't know how So
People
popular.
want to get stepped on like her. Like people want to get dominated like her. I'm just like you're. I don't have the energy to bond to you. I don't want to
People
get through your
like
barriers.
Lizelle. She's such a bitch.
She has a good story.
At first, when she
Exactly.
At first, when she died, I was upset that like someone in my party died, but I was like, you know what? She was kind of a bitch, whatever. And I tried just replacing her with Asturias, but I couldn't because Lizelle was still considered a party member, and I couldn't remove her from my party because she was dead. And I was like, well, fuck, I guess I have to go back for her. And like, I don't even know. And I was like, I wasn't expecting it to work, but after like Googling how to remove dead party members and not finding an answer, I kind of was just like, fuck, let's just try going back and see if we could do anything. And the scroll revivify worked, even though I took a long rest afterwards. I was like, bet, okay, there's no time limit on this thing.
Yep. It's the same for all Larian Studio games. She has a
By
good
the way,
story.
how do I-
Like
how do
she's worth keeping in a party because of later story and development, and you will grow to like her because all Larian Studio characters are very likable in the end, except Will. Fuck Will. I can't stand Will, but that's me preference. I'm upset he's
I don't
dead
know.
because
By
you
the
don't
way-
get to experience the story, but Shadowheart,
By the way,
Gale,
how do
Hysteria
I,
is the way.
Funny.
How do I take the disengage? How do I take the dodge action in this game?
There is none.
There is none. Amazing.
As a rogue,
Yeah.
there is.
There's a dodge action for Asterius? I didn't even notice that.
If not, is
I
there?
removed him from my party after a couple of combat sessions. I was like, man, you're kind of useless. Get the fuck out of here.
You're useless. Take that back. He's one of the most hilarious character there is. How dare you?
Yeah, it's funny, but I
He
don't
is
like him.
entertaining to
He's mean.
talk to.
He's mean.
He's mid.
There's
Oh,
this-
you said mean.
dude.
I think
There's
for the mid.
there's both cunning action disengage and disengage. Of course, there's disengage action. I'm like, are you gaslighting me on this? Of course there is. There's step of the wind
I said
disengage
dodge
from
action.
monk.
There is no dodge action.
There's this
I
dodge.
said dodge action.
Oh,
Yeah.
I don't think so.
Yeah,
There is,
I mean, yeah.
but it's a class
it's my
action.
technique.
It's a class action.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Huh.
Which class?
This is a mod. Never mind.
Oh, great.
Yeah. There's a mod to give you the. But honestly, why would you dodge? Ever.
There's been a handful of times where like it's Gale's turn during combat.
But you
and
have
he just doesn't
Shadowheart.
have enough movement. There's
Sanctuary, dude. You have Shadowheart.
What?
Why would you disengage when you have Sanctuary?
No, I'm saying there's been like a handful of times where it's Gale's turn during combat and he just
Uh-huh.
doesn't have enough movement to get within sight of somebody, or he just can't get close enough to actually like cast a spell on them. And it's like, well, I kind of don't want to use my action on dashing and stuff. I wish he could just dodge, so that like if anybody tries if anyone gets closer and tries shooting him
But
with an arrow. or
why
whatever,
would you
like-
need to dodge if you could just put him behind total cover?
Because he was ambushed by
I-
spiders.
You can still run back and get behind total cover.
I do want him to. Well, after you've moved to a certain point, like you can't move back. Like, can you actually? Can you never mind your movement in this game?
You cannot never mind your movement in this game.
Yeah. So like after I've like moved to a certain point and I realized like, oh, I can't hit anybody with my spells at where I'm standing and I can't move anywhere. It's like I kind of wish I could just take the dodge action with him. And
But
whenever
he
this
has.
happens, I always end up just.
Gale has better
dashing.
spells at level 1 that are better than the dodge action. Why would you do that?
Because nothing is within because there's some things within line of sight sometimes, or things are just too far away.
This is like literally one of those like times where I'm gonna ask you to get good. I'm sorry, buddy, but there's strategies and synergies in your party, and if you're ending your turns with, well, I guess I can do anything on my turn, you're just not fully utilizing a character. If he doesn't have any utility
Maybe.
spells, he can buff other party members if he's not in the right position where he has to like your party start 10 feet away from each other at
What?
the beginning of combat.
What buff spells does he have at level 1?
Whatever you're assigned to him. What do you mean? He's your character.
Yeah, you can change them.
You can change his layout and everything, yeah.
There are rules that change from normal D&D. Like you can cast 2 spells.
Maybe he just
in
doesn't
a-
know because
in a
he's new.
round or something.
So Withers,
Yeah.
talk to him, and he can recustomize any of your party members to another class or other spells of that same class. So you can reshape them. it will require a payment of some gold. But here's a little hint for you, because everybody literally knows this, is that Withers really couldn't give any more shits if you pickpocket him.
I was not aware.
Oh, really?
But it's against
he
my
requires
moral code.
payments, and then you can just pickpocket him without him seeing you, and he'll be like, good one. Good try. Because it's Withers, because I'm not going to spoil who he is, but pickpocketing is just part of Destiny. It's what you would do. So he doesn't care.
Okay.
So I literally never lost gold reclassing or anything, or reassigning spells. Also, he's a wizard, he can just reassign spells out of combat. Any spell he finds. And then you have Shadowheart, who has Sanctuary, one of the best cleric spells ever, including in BG3. If you don't want anybody to be hit, including your wizard, first level duration spell, Sanctuary on your wizard, and nothing will ever hit him. Right? But then again,
Does Sanctuary work differently in this game than it does in normal D&D? Because I know in base D&D, Sanctuary disappears if you ever take the attack action or cast a spell or anything like that.
Yeah,
but you're not taking the attack action. You are trying to dodge. That's what I'm saying.
Well, I'm saying normally if somebody is within range to cast a spell, he will try to attack them. I'm saying like
but you're not
like,
taking the dodge action in that instance. We're talking about the times you want to take dodge action. I told you, why would you take a dodge action when you have so many other things to do? Like dashing into a proper position, like an elevated tower or something like that. Getting him behind total cover so he doesn't get hit at all. There is no use for dodge action in your case. Also, are we saying that monks cannot dodge in BG3? I'd never played a monk, so... No, monks cannot dodge. Here's the thing. Just put him behind total obscurement, too. You can just block vision to him, and then nobody range can attack him.
Oh yeah, I feel like that's something that Baldur's Gate did better than the game.
Because...
Dark Fog Cloud does something.
I'm not talking about spells here, though. I'm talking about environment, right?
Oh yeah.
Larian Studios has this thing where you can combine elements, and you can create, like, fog or smoke in the environment without spells.
Is there a way to stop the spiders from phasing around, by the way?
It's their innate skill,
Fog Cloud.
so... They can only teleport to an area they can see, is I think what Ivan is saying, but no, it's an innate spell of theirs. Is there a way for me to start Flint from teleporting around?
Oh, yeah, Fog Cloud will avoid that, to be honest.
You can blind them.
To Flint.
I think that's what he said.
Yeah, like
if you blind the spiders, yeah.
Yeah, that's genius, honestly. And Gale has Fog Cloud. Okay, we're doing that.
And like you cannot attack inside the cloud, like range attacks, they cannot pass it. It's quite useful in Baldur's Gate.
In D&D in general, that's the same thing.
Yeah, but it's about spells only. But I dislike that. I use Fog Cloud, and you get an arrow to the chest because it's a straight roll. I'm like, fuck, okay, sure.
When you were playing this game, you've never had a situation where like you wanted to... Hang on a sec.
To take the dodge action, no.
That's my signature move, okay?
You've never had a situation where like you wanted to hit somebody with an arrow or with a spell, and you realized that afterwards, like, oh, they're still too far away, or like, oh, there's like this pillar here in front of me that I didn't see when I had a third-person view.
I've had it in the beginning, same as you, but I was maybe in my first few fights before I figured it out. You have to realize I've been playing Larian Studio games for a long while here. Divinity Original Sin is one of my favorite games. Right, so when I played Divinity Original Sin 2, it's the same combat system almost. It's just not D&D rules, but it's the same combat sort of targeted system. So I'm more than used to it, and I know this is my own certain strategies. I definitely had my line of sight blocked, though, plenty of times. In fact, I used to weave my spells between pillars, so I can hit them, but they can't hit me. And sort of do it that way, strategically, and then I'll put my character at the end of the turn behind full cover, because now they're forced to run toward me, or ascend, or whatever. That's part of the game, part of the strategy. Yeah.
Yeah, I close the doors a lot. It helps.
But for my wizards, I always have like utility spell, melee spell, range spell. So I always have something to do. If I can't attack anything, I can always like do some buffs. Or, you have to realize you can use your inventory too. You can throw items, potions, right?
You can throw enemies.
You can,
if you are not aware.
if they're near you, sure. But I mean, like, whatever's in your inventory you can throw, right? So if you want to coat the ground with oil, throw an oil barrel. If you want to heal somebody, but they're not close to you, you can throw a healing potion at their feet and it will burst into a cloud of healing magic.
You can.
Yeah, just don't hit them with it, because then you'll kill them. You have to aim it at the floor near them, and it's a small, like 3-foot AoE of like a cloud of magic bursts as the fumes spread and it heals.
I don't like that. I mean, it's fun, but I feel like I'm cheating. I don't do that.
It's part of the game. You can feel like you're cheating, but it is part of the game, and a lot of people like it. And it's a saving grace in the game. It can be very brutal sometimes, very very brutal.
Yeah. Everyone likes it. I agree.
Honestly, with Gale, what I would do if I don't have anything to do with him, like nobody's in my range or anything, I would see if any of my characters have anything in their inventory for him to consume, be it food or a potion or apply poison to his weapon.
That was one thing that I noticed. It almost feels like cheating. Where like in combat, you can just open the character sheet and you can have any character just eat anything, just like consume anything off of anyone's sheet. It feels like cheating, honestly.
It doesn't add anything to the game to add a 5-foot range on characters that you can only trade inventories if you're right beside each other. It doesn't add anything to the game; just takes away from it. And Larian Studios knows that. If you feel like you're cheating, you don't have to do it. But for people who want to do it, it's available as an option.
Yeah, exactly.
I was always a fan of party loot, personally. There's an item, Scrolls of Transference or whatever it's called, where whatever you put in one scroll, tube, it's like a tube. Whatever you put in one tube, appears in the other tube. So I always like that. Backpacks of Transference. Like 4 backpacks, so whatever you put in one backpack, if you reach into it, it will always be the same space you're reaching into. I like that.
You're talking about D&D, right?
Yeah, D&D.
Okay. I was.
Not real life. What else?
No, well, Baldur's Gate.
Not Baldur's Gate, but what game has that? Divinity Original Sin has that. They have 2 items like that. One is the backpacks, and one is a item where you can teleport to each other. As long as you're on the same plane of existence, you have stones that can hearth to one another. You can teleport, but the only question you can teleport to is right beside your other stones, right? So you can always find your party mates. Obviously, in our campaign that will not work, that's why I don't include such items, and it is a magic item, exceptional, but they did have those items in case you want to transfer your characters over. Also, Lori and Jacino, you can fast travel from anywhere. You don't have to go to the fast travel points.
Wait, what? I can fast travel to anywhere?
Yeah, that's something I learned. So, funny story. I went to the Goblin Camp, and I did what you did in the Grove, where I angered them from within, so everybody was hostile. I did wonderful inside. It was hard, and needed multiple attempts, but eventually, several deaths later, I managed to clear it from within. And then I step outside, and no spoilers, but let's just say there's a lot of enemies outside, to the point where no way in hell are you making it out of there. With your breath. It doesn't matter. I tried. I've been there for an hour and a half, trying to dash my way through them, fight my way through them, climb the rooftops, whatever. I tried everything. Dude, I was like, I'm going to leave my party and have only one person run. That did not work. I didn't make it. And I realized, dude, I can just fast travel from anywhere. I just fast travel to Grove from there. I'm like, fuck this. So good. So yeah, you can fast travel to any... Yeah.
That's so cool. Wait. When you say fast travel from anywhere, it's from anywhere to one of the runes?
To one of the runes, yes. Not to anywhere.
Oh, okay. To anywhere.
No, but...
I was interpreting it as fast travel from anywhere to anywhere. And I was like, holy shit, what? What's even the point of runes?
Well, Kale can do that eventually at like level 8. He can just teleport himself. I've done that. Without spoilers, the Forge. I was like... So, Ivan... You know where do you remember where the forge is?
I know that forge.
And you remember where the elemental is? Do you remember the distance between those two locations? One spell got me from one.
Annoying.
One. I don't know. I befriended it. It was my friend. One spell from Gale got me from one point to the other, and I was shooting spells from that point into the forge. Jeez, that's like 500 feet of distance. So eventually, as a wizard, you can do
broken,
that. It's not broken. It's part of the game. This game encourages you to explore around with spell combination stuff. Yeah, I'm not phasing through walls or like making it so enemies cannot hit me. They can still hit me. Obviously, it's just that it's good possibilities. I think the only broken thing I've ever done, and I think I got an achievement from it, is when I was at the forge. I killed the boss there without using the mechanic to kill it.
Okay.
I did not use it. I did not know you could use it. I went hard way. I chipped at its health one attack at a time, without ever rendering its weakness open to me, and I got an achievement for it. And I was like, I wasn't even trying for this. I didn't know it was this thing. So everybody misses everything. Like everybody misses stuff all the time. It happens.
But yeah, Larian Studios, amazing. Divinity 2, my favorite game, or one of them.
Same. That's when Lauren was like, "Oh, level 12. That's kind of sad." I'm like, "It's not. You'll have your share of fun. Even when you reach level 12, you'll keep progressing as a character. You'll get new skills, new spells, new abilities. You just don't level up anymore."
Oh, really?
Yeah, of course.
Oh, okay.
The game does not
still
stop
fun.
at level 12. It's just that you reach it. My point was, you're not playing Baldur's Gate for experience. You'll get experience. You'll get treasure. If you miss treasure, you'll get other treasure. If you miss experience, you'll get experience elsewhere. You're not playing this for XP. Don't go for choices because it gives you the most XP. Go for choices because that's what you want to do and what you want to experience.
These spiders
By
are
the
kicking
way-
my ass, honestly, so I'm getting out of here.
Yeah, that tracks. I was waiting for you to give up. I was like, if he defeats them first time, I'm going to be impressed. You're just not level up. Level up.
I did win
yeah.
2 fights against the. I did win 2 fights against hordes of these spiders, but then the matriarch that spawns like 6 of those tiny things is kicking my ass.
You have to learn from your mistakes and see where your strategy is going wrong, fix it, and try again. Right? There's an easy way for defeating her. I don't want you to do this the easy way, personally. You can do whatever you want, but I don't recommend you, because if you do the easy way, by just tossing her over a cliff and letting gravity do the thing, you will never get her loot. The game will punish you for that.
I was gonna say, like, the easy way is probably just to shove her off of that giant ass cliff that we're fighting on.
You
but,
could,
I'm just
but
getting the
then
fuck
you
out of
forever
here.
lose the loot. Unless, and I won't tell you the reason, but I'll tell you this as a hint, if you shove her into the middle hole, you will find her corpse eventually. Elsewhere.
Eventually.
Yes, just not immediately. You will not immediately. Yeah, actually, you will find. Yeah, Ivan, you'll find her down there, eventually. I found that really neat. I did that in my run. I was like, oh, cool, there she is. But that was like days later after I found her. Like when her loot was no longer relevant to me. Killing her as is pretty easy if you realize that webs burn. Utilize that information.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've been using Gale a lot, just as I was walking around in that cave thing, just burning all the webs around me.
So those little webs
Just
that
because
she utilizes.
it's so annoying having to avoid the webs while walking around casually. I'm like, just gonna have Gale fireball everything.
Sure.
Like,
So remember how Flint was walking through the silken path and was burning the webs and stuff,
Yeah.
and those spiders like fell down. Unlike in the silken path, there's nothing beneath those webs but hard ground for her to fall on. Fall damage is your friend.
You know, I was planning to avoid the drow following us. When we got to the end, just burn all the web.
You can't burn all the webs.
Flame sphere.
I don't think you
Well,
realize
flame sphere.
how. I don't think you realize how big the silken path is. It's 5 miles across. Not length of travel through the chasm. The chasm width is 5 miles. Plus whatever length it stretches throughout Underdark. This place is humongous.
Yeah, I know it was days and kilometers up.
Right,
Kilometers down.
it's ever shifting, and spiders keep recreating it all the time. You're not gonna burn it all away. And plus, also, Drow are in their element. This is their realm. They're off the Spider Queen. They have their ways of navigating Silken Path like you don't even know. I was really hoping for you guys not to rest in the Silken Path for too long, because I was like, they're gonna kick your ass really hard, because the Silken Path is like Lolth's domain.
Good to know.
Yeah.
For when we come back to recruit the two guys.
I'm not scared of these bastards.
They're not gonna take your money. What are you talking? Yak and Spider-Bait, they're done with you guys. You guys cheated them out of treasure.
We're not done with them. Yeah, I get it. It felt cheap trying to cheat on them.
The first day you guys met him, it's like, we're not really giving them like a share of first picking, right, guys? And they're right there, like, fuck you too, then, all right? Like, gets the advantage with a fucking Illithid. Hi.
But we're giving Stool coin, okay? What he's gonna do with coin? He's doing nothing with it.
You're not. Stool is not carrying. He doesn't have pockets. Where is he putting those coins?
Brooke is he.
You guys don't have to split your sharings across the other party members. They're taking care of themselves, especially Jim Jar. He's fine. He's doing okay.
What is Jim Jar been doing? Where's he getting all this shit?
Just don't smell what he gives you. That's the only thing I say.
Oh no.
You're more than welcome to explore this character and come next session and ask him questions and stuff. I'm waiting for you guys to talk to them, so to explore the characters just like we did with each other tonight. More of that throughout travel will be great, right? Because Hamath has useful information about the Grackle still. I'm sure Bupido.
I plan on talking to him during this RP session.
I love it how Stool seems sus to you guys, but Bupido seems fine to you guys.
Dude, Bupido is like a fucking psycho.
Bupido is not.
He's drawing all the symbols on himself, and he's like, we should like commit sacrifices. And he goes, he's fine. Still though, he's sus.
I cannot sleep next to him, okay?
Bupido, neither of them are good. Eric does not trust any of these bastards.
Why? I mean, okay, Bupido, totally Stool, okay, well, his creepy voice, creep us, but Prince is nice, I like Prince, he's a decent guy.
I feel like Jim Jar would sell us for like 200 gold or something.
To who?
I don't know.
The dark gnomes of his homeland? Like, what? Who's he gonna sell you to? He's like, please don't go to Greckles, we're gonna get enslaved. And you're like, anyways. Who's gonna sell you to? He's in the same boat as you are.
I don't know. I just feel like if the opportunity came about, he would do it. I do not trust him.
And the poor dwarf lady...
He's as sellable as you are. You know what I'm saying? He doesn't have that ammunition. Hamath would sell you sooner than Jim Jar.
It's his culture. It's in his blood. Well, he said he wouldn't, so I
Hey man, I'm not gonna say that. I'm gonna get cancelled. I don't look like D&D, but I have to try to care for slavery. I was gonna say something along the lines of like, hey man. I'm not even gonna say what I was gonna say. Never mind. I'm gonna get fucking canceled. I need to. I have to like roleplay to Wagar, who are like, slavery is a big part of the culture, but all the while I'm like, I don't know if I can say that shit. I don't know if I can roleplay them that hard. Like, I know we're playing a game, but yikes.
You said there was like an army of people outside of this goblin city? I don't see anyone.
Who are you talking about?
Doesn't have it for me. You said it was like an army of...
Camp.
You said there was like an army
Are you in the goblin camp?
I think I am. Is it the Blighted Village?
No, that's not the goblin camp. You are in are in a human or whatever village that got raided by goblins. That's not the goblin city. I'm talking about like their camp, their base of operations, which you have not found yet. You will know it when you find it. Trust me.
Yeah, that's true. There is like a sign. Welcome to Goblin Camp.
It's less a sign,
Population,
more like
400.
It's less a sign, more like bodies hanging and being torched on the ground, and goblins riding wild dogs. Yeah.
And one collar to your neck. It's a fun time. And jealous of you, Lorian, experienced that for the first time.
You can. You too can experience it for the first time if you don't play Dirge and you actually start a normal campaign where you don't kill everybody. You too will experience it for the first time.
It's way more fun as the Dirge, man. Like you're gonna like it. It's so immersive.
I know what you're saying.
Everything.
I know what you're saying. I still disagree with you. I know it's a good story. Don't play it as your first run.
I like it a lot. By the way, what class were you guys?
I am using the. I did just use the load save state as just like a really quick let's just get out of the spider cave real quick thing.
That's fine.
It's not doing any. It's not doing anything to change the story. I'm just like, okay, I've decided.
Well, you
that
lose
this
on loot.
combat encounters-
Whatever you looted in the spider cave, you lose on that. So.
Yeah.
Also, why don't you just teleport out of the spider cave using fast travel? Just get out of combat, flee combat, and then fast travel out.
You can use fast travel in combat.
Not in combat. I just said that. You can go out of combat by fleeing.
Oh.
You get away from your enemies and you flee combat, right? And then you can just fast travel out of there. Be like, this was not a success. Let's try again, guys. You don't have to reload.
Yeah.
Reload works too. It just you lose on loot, but you'll get it back later. It's fine.
And Lorian, if the game gets too hard, just cast Spirit Guardian, okay? You win. Like it's
apparently
broken
Spirit
in that
Guardian
way.
is OP. Apparently, I need to get to level 5 before Shadowheart gets that.
It's not OP.
Like,
it's as powered as it is. It's just that's the power level of level 3 spells.
No man, it's like I had to ban it from Shadowheart, okay? I could not use it because it
Your
was not hard
concentration is
anymore.
broken. It's gone. What are you talking? How's it OP? It's OP if
No,
somebody
no.
targets you. Like
They have to break it, and it's impossible to break it when you get resilient con, okay?
try me,
It's like a fucking vacuum.
if you say so.
Well, kill Flint. The next one will have a Spirit Guardian, but not Flint,
Why doesn't Flint have Spirit Guardians?
because he is a druid and not a cleric.
Wildfire druids don't get Spirit Guardians.
No druids don't get that.
That is silly.
Only clerics and
Druids are
sorcerer. Divine.
very limited.
Not druids. I'm not talking about
spells
druids.
they
I'm
get.
talking about wildfire druids, specifically that class that gets spirits around it. Does not get spiritual guardians.
I don't know. It will be cool if they get.
You could just reflavor any AoE spell you have as spiritual guardians. It would be the same thing though. So whatever. Like Moonbeams is a 10-foot square spiritual guardians if you flavor it so. Right?
It's a circle of.
It can be
Fire.
like it's not even a circle because it's a cylinder. It can be like raining down chewinkas in that area.
Oh, I like that one.
Pummeling, right? Like it's whatever you flavor it, as long as mechanically it does the same like radiant damage and 10 foot 40 feet high cylinder. That spell's amazing when you get like verticalage with it. Would have been like really cool in the Spider Silk paths because you have multi levels and you can just laser beam a whole bunch of spiders in the shish kebab. But many strategies.
I'm surprised Flint survived that one. Like the spiders were chewing at him all the time.
Well, you're lucky that spiders are such predators where they keep their prey alive. Like if you get down to 0 with spider venom, you're not dying. You're just paralyzed, and they'll just drag you into their den. So it's really the only way you can like dodge spiders if the party TPKs, right? Other than that, you just rescue your allies, retreat, or kill the spiders, right? Right. Oh, by the way, you guys are lucky that you have boats or whatever that Glabagool can go on top of, because Glabagool's speed is a serious issue in future sessions. If the party does not have any vessel or way to maneuver across land or water fast, he makes the whole party go in slow pace.
Can we drag her? Put a rope? Well, chase acid. No, forget that. I say that.
Glabagool, it is not draggable, no. You can't... Ben, I say something, you can't just be like, no, we're gonna do this. Like, no, this is what it is. It's slow pace, as long as you have Glabagool. That's the sort of price of having such a powerful ally at your side.
Yeah. It's the coolest NPC, okay? It's my favorite from the campaign.
So far.
So far.
Everybody can be
I'm
just
sure I'm gonna love the Duegars, okay? They're friendly people.
Get on their good side, right? What do you have to offer? Kobold.
9 slaves.
Yep. I mean, you could. I'm sure somebody out there done that.
By the way, what is any suspension for making potions of healing? What is that thing?
So, there's a menu. I'm not sure what combination of... Dude, I've been recording this entire time. Say goodbye to YouTube.